What is going on, guys? How are you all doing today? What is up? What is up? Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. It's a great Wednesday. We got new bowling balls to talk about. Always a good Wednesday when new stuff gets dropped. And I can give you a lot of details about some of them, which is awesome. This is the first time we're able to give a ton of details the second a ball gets announced, compared to just, the tech and all that. We can get into actually what the ball does and what my experience with it is, which is awesome. Mike, thank you for the follow. It's going to be an amazing, amazing stream today. We got a lot of people hopping in. What is up? I'm getting texts from random people. It's a wonderful time. I'm going to press the go live button on TikTok, and then I'll say hello to everybody who said hi. Let's go talking about the Viking and more. Sure. Does the E not work? What? Oh, I can't? Oh. There we go. We'll do talking about the Viking. There we go. All right, let's see who's all hopping in so far. Let me scroll up a little bit. We got Don, Joe, by the way, or delivery. Aren't you usually Joe? Joe is our #1 chatter right now, the first chatter of the day. Congratulations, Joe. The Nebula looks insane. I want to see way more, but so far I'm 10,000% sold. So that's going to be one of the big talking points of today, is that brand new Nebula, a little bit about it, why it's weird that people are saying it's ball of the year already when there's been like 5 people in existence who've thrown the ball. But we'll get into a lot of that. It's going to be a great time. Don, what is going on? Bobby D, what is up? David, hello, good to see ya. A-Site, what's up? Larry, good evening. Seth over on Twitch, what's going on? Try bowling, she said. Good evening from Cleveland. There we go. We got Cleveland hopping in. We got some Cavaliers fans. I don't even know if the Cavs are doing well so far this year. I haven't paid much attention. John, is the Nebula a medium sharp ball? Yeah, 100% is a medium sharp ball. Absolutely. 100% is going to be a medium sharp ball. It's going to fit right below the Primal Rage. I'll have an updated chart coming soon, which reminds me, I did not post on TikTok. TikTok, what is going on over there, guys? Let me know if things sound and look good on that side. I see people are starting to fall in little by little. Let's place my... I was practicing last night and I was throwing the Ember and I went back-to-back 9 pins, like really clean 9 pins, no messengers or anything. So had to I'm posting that to TikTok quick. But let's see who else we got. Jaybird, what's up? Jake Snake Bizzle from the gym, what's up? Brooke, hello. Brian, hello. James, I forgot everyone else changes their clocks. Dude, yes. It was daylight savings weekend, which this was the good one because we actually received an hour of sleep back, which is kind of nice. So even though I stayed up way too late and watched the baseball game, I still got like 6.5 hours, 7 hours of sleep. That was the Dodgers game. And oh, wow, if you're a baseball fan, go watch game 7 again. The last like 4 innings are electric. Absolutely insane. Don, I missed the long dark hair. What do you mean? It was terrible. Maybe next year again. There's plenty of clips of it, but yeah, unfortunately, I had to snip it. Al Houston. We've got an Al Houston sighting over on Facebook. Why are you so good looking? Al, I ask myself every day when I look in the mirror, but then I remember not as good looking as you, which is so tough. Makes it so tough in life. Seth, I shot my new 3-game high series with the perp. Of course you did. When in doubt, throw the purple. That's awesome. Wayne, what is going on? Ebonite Entity Squad representing. Wayne, you're the only person in that squad. I was a little surprised. Facebook, there was actually a good amount of people that threw the Entity because I made a short form video like a week or so ago where I said the 3 most forgotten bowling balls on the market are the Cypher Pearl, the Entity, and there's the Tornado, the Radical Tornado, or Torpedo. The Radical Torpedo, and there was a lot of people who actually defended the Entity. I didn't realize there was a PWBA title that was won with an Entity. I didn't know that. So awesome. So people actually like that ball, which is good, but it's just not doing well. Tom from St. Louis, Will from San Diego. We got every corner of the country covered right now. Gone. David, how was your weekend? Weekend was good. Yeah. It was a pretty busy weekend. I didn't get much time to do a lot of content stuff. Sunday, I tried bowling. I was able to successfully start with a 250 game and end qualifying -100. That was really fun. Last year's Masters pattern. Urethane whacked it for one entire game, and then everything went downhill after that. But no, it was a good weekend. Was able to try a lot of bowling balls, so that was good. Mark, how would the new 900 Global Viking compared to the Harsh Reality Pearl? It is definitely going to be weaker and a lot quicker than the Harsh Pearl. While the Harsh Pearl is super, super strong, the Harsh Pearl I compare to the Origin, and the Viking is just a step below all of those. Probably like a step and a half below all of those. Matthew over on TikTok, what's going on, man? Harrison, did you watch the Batman TikTok? Yes, I did. Yeah, that was from what, Casual Bowler, Chris the Casual Bowler. He's an interesting dude on TikTok. I don't know if he'll be watching this or not, but he's a guy who got big on, I think he got to like 30,000 follows on Instagram or something because of one post that went viral. But every post I see of him, he's like, I hate League bowling. Okay, sorry, man. Don't bowl League. Richie, is the phase 2 Pearl an actual thing? I don't know. It's been leaked. It's been leaked by Bowler's Journal, but I'm not sure. Harrison, phase 2 Pearl and 900 Global Viking. Yeah, I have the Viking. Viking's been fun so far. I'll talk a little bit about it later. Markel, can you tell us the difference between the 78U, 78D, pitch black, and purple? Yes, the purple hammer is the better one of all of those. No, so the softer bowling balls, the pitch black and the purple hammer, they're softer. They're going to hook. They want to hook earlier, but also be round. So they actually continue through the pins better. Where the harder bowling balls hook later, but are also smoother. So they're just overall not what you want. If you want to play super straight, that's where like the 78D comes into play. The IQ 78U never comes into play. And then the purple hammer is just the best of the bunch. Harrison, league season started. Love it. Love it. You're starting league a little bit late compared to the rest of the country, but that's still sweet though. Glad league is kicking off for you. Mark Baramendo, we hit. James, I think I might pass on the Nebula and wait for a solid. Dude, so the Motive Nebula got announced, for anyone who didn't see it, over the last 24 hours. I believe it was like 8 a.m. yesterday, 8:30 or 8 a.m. yesterday. The Motive Nebula got announced. Symmetrical pearl bowling ball. It's all black. It has a brand new core finally. The first new core Motive has made in over 20 months. And then it has a brand new cover type as well. It's similar to some of their other stuff, but they called it the dark matter one. I don't know what that adds to it. I think it's supposed to make it quicker overall. Motive is calling it their most angular ball ever. That is only the third time they've done this since 2024. They like to say everything is the most angular ball ever. That's just, Motive likes to use the marketing taglines of this is the strongest ball we've ever made, or this is the most angular ball we've ever made. They do it on a ton of things. You saw it on the Jackal Onyx. You saw it on the Super Clutch. You saw it on the Crimson Jackal. You saw it on the Steel Forge. It's just what they say. But it looks decent so far. There have been like embarrassingly few reviews from even Motive staffers. I'm a little bit disappointed by Motive staffers on this one because no one posted a review. Ron Hickland was the only guy in the first day to actually post a review of the Motive Nebula. The Motive guys didn't even do it. That was crazy. So give you guys a little bit of an insight. So a couple weeks ago, Storm and bowling.com, who is an awesome partner of the channel, who you need to go check out, reached an awesome agreement where I receive all of the new equipment before release date and before announcement date, so I can drill it up and get a review ready. Well, the reviews go live on the Monday after announcement at 10 a.m. is what Storm pushes. Now, Brunswick, I believe their contracts usually say like you can post the day of an announcement, but it has to be after 6 p.m. Eastern time or something. Motive is like, go nuts, just post it right when the announcement happens. And nobody posted a thing from Motive, minus Hickland. It was crazy. I couldn't believe that. So we haven't seen much of the Nebula. We've seen a handful of reviews at most and just a small handful of clips. So I'm excited to see more about it, but it's very hard to like know a lot about it without it being thrown down the lane. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see, but we'll see. JR, we usually get a seed ball early from Motive, but we haven't gotten the Nebula yet. That's interesting. I do know a lot of staffers got them early. I think most got them like Saturday morning is what it sounded like. A couple of my staffer friends were letting me know. But yeah, that's interesting. I mean, we don't get seed balls from Motive. We don't have anything with them at our pro shop, so I didn't have any idea, but yeah, it's very odd that there just have been so few. I wonder if they were just late to send them maybe to some people, but even like some of the staffers have posted like a one-shot clip of it, but they haven't posted reviews, the usual ones who post reviews. So really weird, really weird. But I do want, also JR Pro Shops in the chat, go check them out. I do want to give a quick disclaimer for what the streams are. If you're new here, hello, my name's Zach. Great to see you. You look amazing today. We have a live stream going on 4 different platforms right now. We're live on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Facebook. So if you don't like the format that you're watching on, if it's vertical or horizontal, make sure to go check out one of those other channels. Then you can see it in whatever beautiful 1080p or glory you want to see it in. We are reading through 2 different chats right now. The main chat you're seeing over on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook is going to be all of those chats combined, but then TikTok has its own separate one. So if I'm not reading from your chat, I'm probably hitting the other one. So if I do miss a comment of yours, because we're going to have a ton of comments throughout the night, make sure to just retype it a couple of minutes later, 5 minutes later, and I will make sure to hit it. Our goal here is to answer every single question you guys have. We have generally been very successful with that since we've been starting streaming for about a year now. So if you guys have any bowling questions, doesn't have to be just the new balls, but it can be any bowling questions, please put them down below in the chats. I will answer as much as I possibly can. But let us keep going into some of these chats. I did see some people saying the hyped, Charles from the hype posted video. He did, but it was a day later, which was weird. He did the same thing though with the Viking. I think he posted it on Tuesday, which was odd. So I don't know what the reason that if he posts his stuff a day later to like miss the crowd or something. I'm not really sure. Cause I know for our Storm one, you're going to see that, that there was like 5 reviews that went live at the same time. I think Mikey Tang, Darren Tang, me, who else? Josh Tajiri, and there was, I think, another one that posted all at the same exact time, because that's what Storm asks you is like, please post it after this time. So everyone's like, post it at that time. Got it, me included. But yeah, it was interesting. I would have liked to see a little bit more about that ball, and I'm glad that Charles posted on it. I do have some gripes with him saying it's ball of the year, because that was the exact same thing Brunsnick did with the Radical Evil Eye, and that is not ball of the year, just like I doubt this Nebula will be, because ball of the year can only be decided months after the ball comes out. The reason people do that is either views or trying to get sales. For Hype's reason, it was for views, and then for Brunsnick, it was to get sales for Brunswick because he is the Brunswick marketing rep. So it's just, it's unfortunate when people put that. I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird. I don't get it. Don't put ball of the year. I get it's for views, but like, it just looks bad. I immediately don't trust anyone when they say, this is ball of the year, when they have thrown the ball like 3 times. Like, I could have said that for the Rockstar Amped. I shot 300 with it, and I shot 800 last week with that ball. Also, yeah, 800 last week with that ball. If you're not following on the short forums, that ball is awesome for me. It rolls super well for me. But I'm not going to call it ball of the year. So, it's weird. That's one of my, like, mini rants of the day that I saw. One thing that kind of upset me today was, come on, we've had too many like ball of the year pushes in the last couple of months of balls that are just mid. Like a lot of the balls that people have said are ball of the year are just like, it's a bowling ball that's good in situations, but it's not like the greatest thing ever. Holy cow, we have a Maribeth Baker sighting. She actually joined a stream. What's going on? The Wednesday reminder. All right, let's get back into questions, though, before I pop another blood vessel. Donnie, if I want to have my shiny balls have a strong, sharp finish, what would using a grit pad then power edge? Yeah, I would recommend like 1,000 grit to 1,500 grit and then power edge. That's going to be the best play. Jeffrey Burton, what's going on? Jake, Farquad will be missed. Farquad will indeed be missed. Aaron, sorry I haven't checked in the past few weeks. Oh, no, it's all good, man. Things are going well. Saskatoon, Saskatchewan is in the house from Burmy. What is going on? Tori, what's up? Brooke, I need help with my Arsenal. Starting Junior Gold League soon. Let me know if you're doing Arsenals. Oh, absolutely, Brooke. Yeah, throw them in the chat and I'll get to it. Will, how is the Viking compared to the Blackout and the Equinox? So, I have the Viking. The Viking is for sure lower than the Physics Blackout. It's a couple steps lower than the Blackout. The Equinox comparison is tough. So I went on Beef and Barnsey, or I didn't go on. I was watching Beef and Barnsey, and I think Stu said that he has his Viking above the Equinox. I have my Viking a little bit below the Equinox. Not by much. I think it's just a quicker version of the Equinox, but it's kind of hard. They're going to be kind of close. I think the Viking is better on more. It's kind of hard because I think the Viking's better. I don't know. I don't really know the comparison. I want to say the Viking's better on oil, but thinking of the situations I put the Viking in, I think the Equinox would do the same thing. So I think those are going to be a little bit close together. Let's see. We hit Al. Brooke, in this league, we do Masters, US Open, USBC Open, former junior goal patterns. Those are hard patterns. Wow. Very hard. RJ, good afternoon from Lisbon. What's up? Mark, how would the new Viking compare? Okay, we hit that one. Seth, what thing do you throw? I throw the purple whenever I can, but I have a pink widow just in case if I'm on a lot of oil. Because I don't have enough rev rate to make a purple hook on everything. Jake got the entity last night. How that ball is good even for a two-handed rev dominant. Get down lane enough. That's awesome. That's awesome. Joe, ball of the year chatter is crazy. I get it, but crazy. However, the back end reaction looks like what I want. Oh, absolutely. No, the Nebula is going to be quick. That's going to be great. It's going to have a lot of eyes on it because of that, which is good. But yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. I would love to know. I don't know, Charles. I've never talked to the guy. I haven't talked to almost any content creators in the bowling space, just for the record. Like almost zero. And so I'd be curious to hear like why that was his choice. Wayne, I don't have an entity yet. It's going to be on sale pretty quick, probably. James, do you think we'll get any PBA member change companies? Oh, always, every year. I'd be curious. I would assume with the urethane discussions going on, I could see some people going away from Brunswick. There's a lot of lefties, especially a lot of people who are with Brunswick because the purple and the black hammer are way better than any other companies, especially on tour, because you're throwing that ball 100% of the time. That is the ball that you throw pretty much every single week. So I would assume that people will go away from the Brunswick brands to go to Storm or Motive unless Brunswick dumped a lot of money in their pro program. Brunswick is making a lot of interesting strides in their company, so I could see them dumping a ton of their marketing money into professional contracts to try to get that extra bit. I'd be curious. I don't know. I haven't heard a single rumbling of anybody leaving their company yet, but we will see. Tori, watch 0% of the series. Too soon for a Mariners fan. Dude, same. I feel that. The Dodgers won in an awesome fashion, but I would have liked the Mariners better. Lorinsk, I've been struggling with corner pins. Any advice as my system is not working? Number one for corner pins, make sure you're throwing over 20 board. So the fourth arrow, make sure you're going cross lane. Don't try to throw it a 10 pin by throwing it up the 10 board. Don't try doing it up the 15 board. Try to play around 20 when you're throwing at corner pins. It gives you more miss room. Make sure your shoulders are turned the right direction, and then just don't try to use too much muscle. My biggest issue with them is I use too much muscle. Reese is from Hawaii. What's going on, Reese? Good to see you again. Let's see. Let's catch up over here. Jake, what ball is similar to the Origin? There aren't many that are similar. Physics Blackout is probably the closest thing I've seen. The Energize is probably a step down from the Origin, but it's not 1-to-1 yet. Remy, I'm thinking of switching to 14 pounds from 15. Yeah, absolutely. There aren't too many negatives with switching down to 14. You're still good. 13 gets a little scary. Let's see. Steph, with AA doing so well, switching from Motive, do you think any big names will move? Yeah, 100%. 100% we're going to see somebody. Don, what's up? You want to hang out in Omaha this weekend? No, I'm bowling in Iowa. There's a tournament in Iowa that I'm bowling. A lot of money on first, so yeah, I'll be hanging out in a very tiny town. It'll be interesting. But yeah, I very much assume there'll be some pros that are moving over. I don't know if it's to or from Motive specifically. Like in his case, I'm not really sure. But we'll see. Maribeth with 67 roses. Why? I forget you're like 21 years old. That makes sense. Thanks. Slim, I'm bowling. It's something, I don't even know the name of it. It's in Esterville. Never heard of the town, but sounds like fun. Mean Boy, greetings from Tokyo. It's 9:07 p.m. Hey, welcome. Thanks for hopping in late at night. Noah, my current arsenal is Equinox Solid, Hyperdrive Pearl, Rockstar, Ion Pro Solid, Ember, High Road 40. That's a really good arsenal, Noah. I think you kind of got it down. Maribeth with the sunglasses, thank you. There's no 6-7 reference. Appreciate it. Yeah, Don, that place. Yep. Yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited. Adam, how is the Raptor Rain in comparison to the Onyx? I don't have the Onyx yet, but I have the Evoken EJ. It's going to be a step below the Onyx. It's going to hook a little bit later and be a little bit sharper than the Onyx. They've played pretty well together, but also Josh with a $10 super chat. Josh, welcome, welcome. How long can I wait before buying another 14-pound attention star? Not much of a price drop yet. Also, Maribeth is a nerd, but she can't respond because she's on TikTok. No, that's fair. Yeah, she can hear it. She can hear you call her a nerd. That's perfectly normal. I mean, you're right. You're 100% right. But no, I'm a little bit surprised that the price. I mean, I'm not. The attention star in 15 sold out really quick, so I think you'll have to wait a little bit in 14. Rude. Be the Fury, how does the Viking compare to the RST Pearl and the Equinox? It's above the RST Pearl for sure. It's a step above the Pearl. The Equinox is kind of hard. It's kind of close. I think it's a quicker version of the Equinox, and I think it's a little more versatile. My Equinox personally was a little niche. It was really good on house shot, but I never found the most use for it on tournament shots for me. A lot of other guys did, but I didn't. I think because that cover is that little bit weaker, where the Viking is kind of a flip-flop, where it's a stronger cover, medium core. The Equinox is a stronger core, medium cover. So it depends if you like cover heavy or core heavy bowling balls. I'm a big cover heavy bowling ball guy. I love stronger cores or stronger covers, weaker cores. I think I messed that up. 100% messed that up. Queen B, what's going on? Hello, hello. Don, I like my harsh pearl. This week, my Black Widow 3.0 went through the pins better. There you go. Adam, I have the tank and the 78D pearl. I enjoy the tank way better. That's good to hear. Yeah, a lot of people are liking that. James, did you see the teaser for the new hammer ball? Yeah, I don't know much about it yet. They didn't really tell us much. I know they had a Brian Buckosh sighting, and we'll talk about him a little bit later because you might get to see him a little bit more next week at our on our live stream. But that is, yeah, I don't know. I'll be interested to see what it is. They didn't really give us much. David, something has been bugging me. At the place I've bowled, there's not really a good spot to put your chamois, especially during league. When it's crowded on the lane. So when those situations happen for me, I just carry it like to whatever table I'm on and then just kind of have it there. I always like to put it on a table near the lanes as like my go-to, but then otherwise I'll just find the closest table near the lanes and be good. Tom, is the Widow Tour V1 too close to the Hammerhead? No, not at all. I think it's a step down. I think it's a step down. Don, phase 2 Pearl, maybe the next great thing. No, there according to the Bowler's Journal leaks, there is no AI in this core. So, for anyone wondering, Bowler's Journal leaked a phase 2 Pearl. Bowler's Journal and like 8 other places on Facebook. If you just look up phase 2 Pearl, you'll see all of the pictures of the actual like various ad pages for it, and it has the stats, and there's no AI core technology on it, which is kind of interesting because the phase AI had AI tech. RJ, my daughter Arsenal, for D1 are Ion Pro, Equinox Solid, Widow Mania, Energize, Rockstar. Oh, a lot of balls. Holy cow. Let me read that again. You have Ion Pro, Equinox Solid, Widow Mania, Energize, Rockstar, Zen, Hammer, Taifu. You have everything covered. I think you guys are good to go. Bolby, thoughts on the Brunswick Alert? The Brunswick Alert is really good. It looks good for a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys who don't drill that much Brunswick stuff who are actually going out and drilling that ball, especially staffers, because you'll see a lot of staffers, like kind of tenured staffers who've been there for 30, 40 years who are like, I don't drill any bowling balls anymore. But then they're actually going and picking up this Alert, which is really cool to see. So it is a good ball. It looks pretty sweet. It's like a step down from a Hammerhead, basically, but a little bit quicker. Drink of the day, regular Pepsi. We haven't had a regular Pepsi in a minute. Don with the eyes. Let's see. Try bowling. Yellow background. Nod to Track's website. No, not at all. But they actually have a good background on their website. They have a good website. Don, what is going on? Alex James, is it true Brunswick discourages staffers from posting reviews? I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of. I'd be kind of shocked if they did. But, I mean, there aren't many staffers that post reviews for Brunswick. There are way more for Storm. Like, if you look for this Viking, there's a lot more reviews of it compared to what all of the Brunswick stuff has. So, like, if I look up the Criterion Inverse right now, there's maybe 5 to 10 reviews. You look up the Viking, there's probably about 15. Well, not many people have gotten it yet. Let's go back to the Rockstar Amped. I bet there's a lot more. So it just kind of depends. Oh, sweet. James, gotta love hate handicap leagues. I shot 717 and we got shut out and shot 614 and we took all the points. Dude, that was like last week for me. We I think I needed God, I shot 803 in my first league, and I think in the second game I shot like 260, and I think I needed the first hit in the 10th to win. I think is how it came down, and I shot 260. It was nuts. We ended up winning the whole thing by a bunch, but it was still crazy. Let's see. Joshua, I have the Tropical Surge. I want to hit it with Surface. I would go like 2,000 in your set. Spareware, what is going on with the money gun? Just throwing money around. Make sure to go check out their website, by the way. Some cool things are on the way. Wink, wink, hint, hint. Zane, best layout for a balanced bowler with a Primal Rage Evolution. You're going to want to go pretty middle of the road, like a 55 by 4.5 by 45 or something. You'll be good. Nintendo with the 3 lives. Thank you. Appreciate all the gifts on TikTok, guys. Adam, I think most balls are pretty darn good. It's all about adjusting your speed, revs, release type. At least that's what I figured out with the 19 I bought all year. They're all good. No, that's a positive right now in the bowling world. I will, when I'm going to be starting making my top 5 videos for every single category for our 6 main categorization guides. And the thing that I've noticed is this year, I think Hickland has mentioned it too from CTD, is that this is the best year we've had for bowling balls in a long time. There are a lot of really good bowling balls and not many really bad ones. Usually in years, there's bowling balls that are like, yep, everybody hated that and that and that and that. And this year it's like, that really hasn't happened. Like looking at the Storm release with the Viking, like I didn't know what to expect because I've seen the last few shiny Storm balls. I was like, all right, they're all pretty well liked right now. This one might have to be a stinker because we've had so many good ones. And then you throw the Vikings, like, man, they did good on this one too. So I think a lot of the companies are really coming back with some good equipment. And there are stinkers. Ricochet Return, awful. Not many people like that ball. It is super, super slow down lane, which is weird. I thought it was quicker, but every person I've seen throw it, the thing just tumbles. The thing just rolls forward, where a lot of the other balls are really good right now, which is awesome to see. So I don't think you have to adjust your speed, revs, and release type. I am a firm believer that as a bowler, you should not try altering your revolutions that much. Like I'm a tournament bowler. I bowl amateur stuff. I bowled a lot of amateur stuff. You don't have people adjusting their rev rates. That doesn't happen, really. They'll adjust their speed. They'll adjust their hand position very little, but overall, like people are sticking to their A game and making left to right adjustments compared to like rev rate adjustments. Every time you make an adjustment like that, your accuracy goes down. So I highly, highly recommend not changing your rev rate or purposefully trying to change your rev rate. JR, love Brian Buckosh. He's an invaluable resource when I need more info on new core designs. Oh, 100% he is. Absolutely. And that is why, drum roll, I should confirm with him before I say this, but I'm not going to. So hopefully he's going to be here. Brian Buckosh, one of the 3 core designers at Brunswick Bowling, is going to be on our live stream next week. He is going to be a special guest, our first ever guest on a live stream. These have just been my face forever, but we're going to have him jumping on talking about anything and everything Brunswick core design. So bring your questions for him. It is a live stream. We're going to be trying to keep it as true to a ZVL live stream as we can, that we are going to be answering as many questions that you guys have. Of course, there's going to be some topics that we write down that we want to discuss, but overall, our big goal is going to be talking about what you guys want to hear from an actual bowling core designer. If you want to get super nerdy, he can get super, super nerdy. If you want to stay high level, he can get high level, and we can both get high level, and I can help be the translator for some of the things. It's going to be a really fun stream. I'm really excited for it. So we'll have him on. I don't know if it'll be right when stream starts, but he's going to be hopping on at some point to talk to us about anything and everything bowling core design. And you guys can get an in-depth look at a guy who actually works at Brunswick. So he's going to be an actual guy in the weeds, in the trenches at Brunswick, which is really cool. So that'll be super fun. Loving that. Going to be a super good time. Jonesy, what would a good second reactive ball be? You have a Venom Shock. I'd recommend a Pearl Ball, Primal Rage, or that new Nebula might not be a bad play. If you want to spend less money, Max Thrill Pearl. Papo, are you been throwing any pin down balls? No, not at all. I have not thrown a pin down ball in 2 months. I never carry one with me on purpose. They just do not roll well for me. I don't know why. It's just how it is. They just aren't great for me. My smoother layouts are already pretty smooth, and I kind of let the bowling ball be smooth and not really the layout. Now, would it help? Sometimes, but I just don't use it. Paul, Mike, I see your comments. Those are awesome. Paul, Envy Tour Solid, Stealth Mode, Vaporizing, Crown Vic. Thoughts on this 4-ball arsenal? Ball of the year is different for everyone. It's all about rhetoric to get likes and sales. 100% it is. And I want you guys to be aware of that. I don't want you guys making decisions because, hey, random ball reviewer said this is the ball of the year. No, do not buy balls because of that. Unfortunately, that skyrocketed the Radical Evil Eye sales. That thing sold out insanely well, but for not much of a reason, minus the look of it, which was, it was a sick logo, and then the ball of the year talks. It was crazy. I couldn't believe that ball was loved way more than the alert, while the alert is so good. Energize is good too. I'm a big fan of that ball right now. That thing was awesome for me this week. That might be like one of my 2 house shot bowling balls. Wayne Buckout should do a direct hit giveaway. I don't know if he's doing a giveaway, but it will be anything but that ball. Paul, going back to your question, you have a lot of smooth stuff, a lot of stronger stuff, but I think it's looking good right now. If you're a more speed dominant bowler, I think that's going to be good. David, hoping to sub tonight in stream until I find out. Yeah, hopefully you can. That'd be awesome. Loving your Rockstar on the house shot. Yes, me too, man. I see a Talon Jacobson sighting over on TikTok. Talon, what's up? Pin down is the best. Yeah, when you have 600 revs like you, then it's great. You need something to not make the ball go sideways. I'm a mortal. I'm a mortal, not immortal. I only have my measly 72 revs. Maribeth, we liking the Viking? Yeah, I'm liking the Viking right now. It fits a really good spot in the bag that I didn't have filled. I don't think it'll be great if you have an Equinox and you like the Equinox a lot, but if you're a fan of the Attention Star, this is pretty much like a step up from it. That's kind of the best comparison I'm seeing right now, is this is just a stronger Attention Star with a rounder, with a similar-ish shape down lane, or it's a weaker Origin that's a lot quicker. So if you like one of those 2 bowling balls, this fits smack dab in the middle, which is a really good spot to have filled in the bag. I see it like right in the middle of the strong and sharp category, which is good. 300 Dreaming, how'd you manage to get Brian on your stream? Oh, I'm paying him so much money. I'm going to be broke after that stream. No, he actually reached out to me and asked, which was awesome. Yeah, I'm very excited for that. Yeah, he was hoping to hop in. We've been talking on and off for quite a few months now. I think he reached out. I don't remember. I think he added me on Facebook a while ago and then reached out. We've been talking on and off. Don, Black Widow 3.0, Hazmat Solid, Scorpion Low Flare. Ooh, all the solid and smooth stuff. I love it. Love it, love it. Let's see. Brennan, would you pair the Rockstar with the Ocean Vibe? Absolutely you can. Yeah, absolutely. Mike, oh, Mike, you do like your Ricochet return. That's awesome. Bold 88 pins over my average. That's a big amount, too. That's awesome. Love that. Tori just unpacked a Radical Sneak Attack. You won the Sneak Attack from Bowling Fool? Hey, nice. That is awesome. Yeah, if you guys don't know Bowling Fool, he does a lot of cool live streams on his channel, so go check him out. Really nice dude. One of the nicer content creators you're going to find out in the space. Talon 72? You have a pretty similar amount. Nah. You're already shooting 300s, man. Talon, for the record, Talon, who's in TikTok chat, we bowl tournaments together. He just bowled in a team doubles and singles tournament, and he had his average for his game 1 for first 2 sets was 299.5. He shot 299 and then said, I can do better, and then shot 300 when the next set started. Casually doing that. Brooke, my 6 right now are the Rockstar, the Mesmerize, the Crown Vic, the Attention Star, the IQAI, and a Spare Ball. I don't use my Attention Star at all. I've retired the Harsh Reality Sublime. Yeah, I would recommend, Brooke. Yeah, something above the Attention Star, that might be a Viking, honestly. The Viking could fit really well there, especially if you like more angular equipment. If you want something smoother, that's where like an Equinox kind of fits a little better. NorCal Raider, I haven't checked yet, but do you have a video about using pads for getting balls more traction? I have not. I do not have any videos about actually using surface pads. I do not have one of those quite yet. Adam, Guru Tank or Raptor Rain for Ball of the Year. 3 of my favorites. I think the tank is automatically out. For just most people don't need a shadow tank. Guru is a cool one. Guru is one that kind of got ignored pretty hard, which is disappointing. That ball was pretty decent. Brennan, is this a good arsenal? RST Hyperdrive, Rockstar, Ocean Vibe. Yeah, absolutely. You have a strong, two stronger, smoother bowling balls, and then a weaker sharp one. You might need a stronger sharp one to go with it. Don, I probably wouldn't have the Equinox Origin and the Viking in the same arsenal. The Viking is hybrid, but looks more like a Pearl. Yeah, and that's a big thing that everyone needs to remember. Hybrid bowling ball is complete garbage. Forget hybrid bowling balls are a thing. This is one of my bowling hot takes. Is a hybrid bowling ball is either a solid or a Pearl. They're like needing a hybrid in your bag. I don't think is actually a thing that you should focus on. A hybrid bowling ball like the Viking, for example, it acts like a Pearl. It's basically a Pearl bowling ball. Paragon Shadow, on the other hand, or Maximum Effect, they're hybrids, but they act like a solid bowling ball. If I didn't tell you that the Viking was a hybrid and you just threw the ball and watched this ball shape, you'd say, oh yeah, that's a sharp ball. That's angular. Or that's a Pearl ball. Or if you see me throw a Paragon, you're going to say, yeah, that is definitely a solid ball. So do not worry about hybrids. They're either pearls or solids is really how you can look at it. It's a little bit easier way to look at it. I know I have a couple guys who hop in the comments like, I need a hybrid ball. You really don't. I don't think looking for a hybrid is going to get you much because one, there are very few hybrids out there, and usually hybrids kind of suck. There's a lot of bad, like the floor for a hybrid is a lot lower than a solid or pearl. Invisible Con Man. Finally able to join a stream. Love having you here, man. Good to see you. Bowling Brian, when shooting corner pins, do you walk straight towards the foul line or towards your target? I have no idea. I just do my normal approach. I stand in this. I don't think about my approach. If you try to change your approach in any way, bad things are going to happen. I would recommend keeping your approach one way. Like, don't try to walk further right or walk towards a certain direction. I would just walk. I think that's a little bit easier. That adds in one too many variables that gets kind of tough to handle. Ralphie, I need help. Carpal tunnel has me unable to bowl. Ooh, rest up, look up as much as you can to try to help that out. Try to alleviate the carpal tunnel. Try to get learn some taping methods and things like that. Hold on. Dan Burgess with 10 gifted memberships over on YouTube. Dan, thank you so much. Welcome. Holy cow. BLT Burgers, Ty Dog, Duncan, Abe, Brooke. Oh, Brooke, sorry, you didn't get a membership. You just asked about the Equinox. I'll get to the Equinox in just a second. Scotty Pimpin, I love your name yet. Eric, Billy, Trainer, Display, Betrix with all gifted memberships. Welcome, guys. Dan, thank you so much for more kindness from you. Really appreciate that. Welcome everybody who's now a YouTube member. I really hope you enjoy all the perks and benefits that come with that. Thank you. Holy cow. So many members. And then Steve with a $5 super chat. Any suggestion to help break down short patterns? 34 Wolf, 34 Mills. Thank you so much for that as well. Best way to break it down, you want to be playing on that gutter. Your breakpoint needs to be like the 2 board. You want to be playing as straight as possible. The deeper you start playing with on a short pattern, the worse you're going to have it. You want to be playing very straight with a breakpoint of 2. I'd say the furthest left you want to get is like 13 at the arrows. You do not want to get deeper because that gets gross and then breakdown gets gross. You want to slowly transition in with that breakdown. And thank you so much for the $5 super chat as well. So many supers. Oh my God. All right, let's keep going on some comments. Remember, if you are new here, first of all, thank you for joining. Really appreciate it if you drop a subscription or a follow or a like on whatever video you're on. TikTok, you just have to double tap the screen. Everywhere else, there should be a number right below my face to be able to do that. It's the best way to help support the channel and continue to help bring these live streams to all of you fantastic people out there. Let's keep going on all of the questions that are going on. Vito, what would be a ball similar to the Widow Mania? I mean, honestly, the Viking's kind of close to the Mania. The Viking and Mania could be in the same ballpark. I unfortunately don't have a Mania that I could test it against, but I think they're fairly close. Otherwise, some other options for you. I would go like, I think Steel Forge, I think is kind of close as well from a different company. I think a lot of those are all good options for you. Nate, I'm getting an Ion Pro Solid from SYC. Nice. Looking at going to all motive though, what would you recommend? If you want something like the Ion Pro Solid, you're not going to find it. That ball is very unique. No other company has anything really like that, unfortunately. Queen B, Ion Pro is discontinued. No, Ion Pro is not discontinued at all. The Ion Pro is still very much in production. No problems there. Talon, you just drilled out an Ion Pro. How do you say it's the best ball already? You've thrown like 2 games with it. I love that, though. Is Deviate Troublemaker solid, a good two-handed ball? Oh, absolutely. 100% it is, yeah. Kelly, I'm getting a little older. My rev rate hasn't changed, but my ball speed has. Suggestions? You'll just need to change what bowling balls work best for you. If your rev rate stays the same and your speed decreases, you're going to need some weaker equipment because your other stuff is going to hook too much. Remy, good, strong, and sharp ball. Does the Viking fit? Yes, absolutely. Talon, Shadow Tank for Reno this year. I'm never a fan of the urethane bowling balls for nationals. That's always something I've wanted to stay away from because usually it makes the lanes really, really gross for everybody, especially for the team event. Usually doubles and singles is a little bit longer, so then you don't really need urethane. Because I think last year in 2024, there was, or 2025, sorry, there was one guy who actually used urethane well. That was Greg Thompson. I know a lot of the Brunswick guys tried throwing purples on it, and it looked terrible. A lot of them shot like low 500s in team, high 400s if they tried throwing purple the whole time, and then it screws over your whole team because the carry down just gets weird. I'm never a big fan of that. David, there is an interesting tournament at my center on Thanksgiving. Uses 30 lanes, you bowl 1 frame on each lane. I've heard of tournaments like that, and they sound so cool, but I've never actually competed in one. I love that idea, though. I love the quirky bowling tournaments. I just saw one in Minnesota. I think it's for northern Minnesota, where it's a 1-ball tournament. You get 1 ball and that's it. I've seen the ones like that. I've seen the ones with a different pattern on every lane, and you have to hit every lane. Like that's for like 8-lane centers, or they split it up like in 8-lane increments or something. There's so many cool things that you can do in bowling tournaments that not many people really take advantage of, and I wish more would take advantage of some of those things. Talon, give me all the weak cores. Agreed. Also, thank you, Zach. You and Mr. Chambers put me on the best 2-ball I think I could buy. Hey, love to hear that. Love to hear that. Mr. Chamber. Oh, is that just? Oh, that's just Jacobson on the best 2-ball. Okay. Mr. Chambers. That's a very nice name for him. Lincoln Dodds, morning from Singapore. I'm a right-handed bowler and had a series of frames where I consistently left the 7-pin. No idea why. Are you a lefty, Lincoln, or are you righty? If you're a lefty, your ball was just coming in too flat and there was just no way for you to knock the 7-pin out. So you needed something a little stronger, a little more angular. Robin, I beat my PSO in league. Hey, that is awesome. Congrats. Josh, I use the double ZVL chamois and bring them back to my table. Hey, there we go. Need a new color. I got to work with DH Labs for that. I know he's been booked with a lot of other people who are making a billion chamois colors. Like every time I see them working with someone new, they're like, we have 10 new colors for you. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I have 1 at a time. And he's offered to have more for me. I just always push 1 at a time, but we'll have a new one coming soon. John Romero, ball suggestion, 2017 Teen Skill Challenge. I don't know what that pattern is, but let me look it up. Teen Skill Challenge. Let's actually look up oil pattern. There we go. America's premier high school bowling championship event. 40 feet and 7 mils. You're going to want plastic. That pattern should not be thrown out anywhere. Jeremy, thoughts on the Storm Journey? The Journey was good. I think it was very disliked because it was priced so bloody high. It was priced super, super high. A little too high, and it's kind of just like basically what the Rockstar Amped is, but a little bit smoother. So I think it was good, just way too overpriced. Amazing Robin, balanced bowler, but a power bowler. Does that change anything? No. If you're high revs, high speed versus the low revs, low speed, you'll probably like similar things to your counterpart who are still balanced. Really, the biggest things with picking a bowling ball is, are you speed dominant, rev dominant, balanced, and then do you have high axis rotation or low axis rotation? And then those are the main ones you have to keep track of. Steve Fresher is a top-notch core guy too for Brunswick. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's their other. I think it might just be him and Brian, but I'm not positive. We'll have to ask Brian how many core designers there are. I know it's either 2 or 3. I don't know exactly how many. I thought it was 3. I thought Steve was one of the 3, but maybe it's one of the 2. But yeah, I think he's the one who made the Evil Eye, but Brian made things like the Black Widow tour and the Effect tour, and I don't know what ones exactly else he's made, but I know we've talked about those 2, which is cool. I hope I'm able to tell people that that's what he made. Otherwise, Brunswick, I'm sorry. Not really. We're fine. Driving Cook, what are the easy ways to find out your rev rate? Easiest way is to download a lovely app called Lane Tracks. If you have an iPhone, Lane Tracks is going to be the best way. It's going to give you a little bit of an estimate. Otherwise, you have to get a slow-mo video and count the amount of revolutions and then do some math to try to figure it out. There's some easy online calculators for that, though, which is good. Good ball down from the GB5 Pearl, Piranha Power Core Pearl. Or no, yeah, Piranha Core. Piranha Pearl. Piranha Power Core Pearl or the Crown Victory. One or the other. Let's see. 300 Dreaming we hit. Allen, Go Bear. Hypnotize and Rhino Ivory Pro plus plastic. What do you think for a 4-to-1 house shot? Ooh, that's kind of hard. You would like a stronger Pearl there because it is low mills but flatter, or you'd like a medium solid. So you probably will like that Hypnotize for like a game and a half, and then you'll go right down to the Ivory. I think is going to be your play. RJ, I didn't know you were allowed to attend Brunswick events. Oh, yeah. I don't think he doesn't have much power there. Nick does not have all that much power at Brunswick. So no, it's okay. Brunswick, I've had a lot of guys at Brunswick reach out, say they really like the channel, which is really cool to hear. I've had awesome experiences with so many people at Brunswick. Of course, there's 1 or 2 bad apples who make fun of me in previous podcast episodes, but otherwise the rest are awesome. Brendan, would you put the Rockstar with the Ocean vibe? Yeah, you absolutely can, man. Absolutely. Tarzan, I've seen the Evil Eye look really nice for lefties. The Alert seems nice too, but it seems a little too clean quick. If you're a lefty, yeah, I don't think the Alert is going to be a great play for lefties, but I think that Evil Eye could be because it's slow down lane. As a lefty, you want smooth equipment. You want those Effect tours. You want those IQ tours. You want those Ion Pros. That's where the Evil Eye fits really well. I don't think the Evil Eye is as good for a righty, especially if it's just on a house shot. I think that'll be a decent tournament ball, but not really a house shot ball. Dan, should timing be different for someone that plants? Not really. No, I think you're okay either way. It's just it's very slight differences that I don't think you have to worry about. If you plant, you'll probably just need slightly earlier timing because you don't have that whole slide phase. If you're just sticking that foot down, you probably need that swing, that ball. So the overall like optimal place to be, I wish I could I draw this out? No, I need to keep that stuff. Dang it. I can't draw it out. But usually the optimal place is like right when your slide is starting, you want your arm parallel to the floor. So directly behind you, like on the downswing. There, you probably just need that swing a little bit lower to be able to get that quote unquote optimal timing. But timing's always tough. It depends on where you're at. If you're extreme one way or the other is when issues come up. Hey, Too Tall TBC in the house. Going on. Cinnamon Chinchino, if you had your choice, would you throw a Viking, Equinox, or Identity? Viking, hands down. Yeah, the Equinox has been good for me, but I think for tournaments, the Viking is the best play of the 3, and I bowl more tournaments than league patterns, so Viking for sure. Absolutely. Yellow Mutt, what ball fits between the IQ Tour and the Ultimate Defender? A lot of things. The Ultimate Defender is a strong, smooth bowling ball. The IQ Tour is weak and smooth. Rockstar, Phase 2, Hammerhead, Venom Shock, Lethal Venom, Primal Ghost. Lot of bowling balls will fit in between those 2. Brandon, what do you recommend for a sharp ball to go with the Rockstar and Ocean vibe and change out the RST Hyperdrive? A Viking could fit well. Attention Star is gone, so not that anymore. Equinox, it seems like you... if you want to get other companies, Black Widow Mania fits well there. Evoke Hysteria, a lot of good options. AK, going to drill up in Ebonite the 1 Ovation and an S2. Should I put the same layout on both? They're going to be The one is going to hook a little bit later and be a little sharper, but they're going to have some similarities. So I think if you put the same layout, you're going to notice that, and you're going to have to keep the surfaces very different to be able to have that 1-2 combo that you're looking for. Hey, Big Mike, when you say a hybrid is a solid or a pearl, is it due to hybrids being 2 parts of solid with 1 part pearl or vice versa? Yes, and then just overall the intent of what the ball is going for. There aren't many people that try to like bridge the gap between smooth and sharp, but usually if they do, they'll do things like the No Doubt Solid, which is a ball with polish, but it's a solid. So surface matters more. Matters a lot in those situations. But yeah, that's one of the big reasons is the intent of a ball is usually where it's going to be best. And a lot of those hybrids are just trying to act like a solid or a pearl is usually how it goes. Too tall. Any tips for preventing air bubbles when plugging a bowling ball? Ooh, I've never really had problems with air bubbles that much. Usually you want to pour quickly, but not too quickly. Air bubbles happen if you pour too quickly. Is when it does. If you're just dumping the plug a little too fast, that's when those air bubbles appear. So you want to go slow, but you don't want to go too slow, especially if you're doing like a quicker plug. Brooke, thoughts on the Equinox Solid? I think the Equinox Solid is awesome. It looks really good so far. It's a good gap between your super strong Ion Max and RST Hyperdrive and then your Phase 2 and Rockstar. I don't think it's getting much love, but I think it's a really good ball. I think it's a great piece. Con man, same thing for me for spares. I usually just trace my line and don't think. Yeah, the goal of spares is to not think. The more you think about a spare, the more likely you are to miss it. If you're trying to like micromanage your spare shooting, like my hand needs to be here, my shoulders need to be right here on the second swing, I need to be, or second step, I need to be doing this. That's when it gets really hard to shoot spares. The best time to shoot spares is just the brain kind of turns off, or you just count your steps, or you do something else, and then it's just muscle memory there, because everybody here has made every non-split spare in the build, like ever. So you just need to just repeat that. You've done it before, you can do it again. It's just, how can you do it all the time? Thanos, can you gift me a bowling ball? No, you wiped out half the planet. Why would I give you a bowling ball for that? You're my favorite villain ever, but no. Not giving you a ball for wiping out half the planet. Jeez, man, villains are getting so needy nowadays. You guys are supposed to take things, like not just ask for them as gifts. Jeez. Bobby D, I started bowling in February this year and had a hip replacement. Last night I threw my first 200 with the Guru. Hey, congratulations, man. That is awesome to hear. Love to hear that. Ham chop. What would be a good pearl ball? We hit that. Too tall. Dan going crazy with the gifted. Dan just slamming those gifted subs out there, or gifted memberships. Oh, JR, that's a good point as well. Yeah, slow mixing and working out the air bubbles. Yeah, you want to, yeah, you don't want to stir too quickly either. The minute you stir too quickly is when issues come up. Brennan, Equinox Pearl for you. So when I mention just Equinox, I mean Equinox Pearl. If I say Equinox Solid, then I mean the solid. Big Mike. Yeah, Big Mike has a good, Bowling Fool has a good video about getting rid of bubbles too as well. Yeah. Gabriel, what's going on? Yofo, when the pattern breaks down and transition happens, are you supposed to move in or use weaker equipment? Usually 95% of the time, you're supposed to move deeper on the lane. That gives you more miss room. There aren't many times that you want to ball down. If you're a lefty, that's usually how you play. But as a righty, not often. Usually you want to just move a little deeper and then potentially ball down after that. Michael, I have an Ion Max that I don't match up with. Would a Blackout be a closer replacement? Blackout would be quicker. Yeah, a little bit quicker down lane and a little bit later is the big difference. But it flares more as well. Too tall. I've seen that video. I'm in the Bowling Feud community. His torch method seemed to work, but he's also still had some issues. Okay, yeah, and JR has a perfect thing there. They're incredible pro shop. Swizzle sticks versus wood can have an impact. Yeah, Motive Bubble Buster. I've never heard of Motive Bubble Buster, but that is the coolest name for a product ever. That sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh thing. The Bubble Buster. That sounds so dope. Oh, I forget. I was a Yu-Gi-Oh nerd for like 3 years as a kid. I forget what the bubble, in season 2, he was like a bubble hero, elemental hero, bubble man or something. Love it. Steven, I need a ball for the fresh two-hander, righty rev dominant. A lot of options. You might like something like a Phase 2 Rockstar DB5, even an Equinox Solid or a Theorem Solid. Theorem Solid might be really good as well. I think any of those will be good. GX, Gabriel, there you go. Best Yu-Gi-Oh season ever. Or series, I should say. Joe, I got 3rd place at the Drunken Turkey No Tap tournament. But it was fun and we beat some pretty good bowlers. I love that. The Drunken Turkey. Dan, can't watch live, but I'll watch the VOD. Hey, thank you for hopping in, Dan. Really appreciate it. Love having you here. Best bowling Discord. Yes, 100%. It's an awesome Discord. I have so much fun on our Discord, and I give so many like inside scoops of the things that I go through. So if you want an inside look on like bowling content creation or anything bowling, make sure to go check out our Discord. Link is in all of our descriptions. Even if you're not a Discord person, it's super fun. It's just a messaging board basically with a ton of bowlers. We're almost at 900 bowlers right now, which is really cool. And you get to choose where our league bag is every week, which is really fun. You get to vote in that. Soul Food. I need to buy a first ball for a 12-year-old that throws a great curve with a house ball. I'd recommend like a Tropical Surge. Start with a Tropical Surge. Start low. Go from there. Yeah, Drunken Turkey No Tap G, Brian. I love it. Yes, Talon, Elemental Hero, Bubble Man. Thank you. Thank you. It was Bubble Man. That card sucked. Wasn't it like pick 2 cards when you lay them out or something? It was so terrible. I always hated grabbing that in the game. Jaybird, you got a recommendation for a ball that fits between a Sublime and a Road Warrior? Yeah, Black Widow Tour V1 fits well. Rockstar Amped fits really well there. If you want to go Brunswick, then you've got like GB5 Pearl. If you want to go Motive, you've got Primal Rage, potentially that new Nebula if you want a lot of angle down lane, things like that. Eastleigh Bowling, great job, Zach, on the Discord. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. James Malade, I need to know, do I replace my pink hammer carbon infused with the new Viking? You're going to see a lot more angle out of the Viking compared to that pink Widow. But it is in the similar, like, same vein. Cores are a little bit similar. Covers, you're going to see a lot more kick out of that Viking down lane, but they are going to be in the same category, in my opinion. Nick Day, what is the best polished hybrid ASIM to be a ball above the attention star? I think you kind of just mentioned the Viking. That is pretty much where the Viking fits, is a ball above the attention star, polished. And if you do want to look for a hybrid, but really look for pearls and you're good. So I think that'll be great. Poop Goblin. God, that name is still wild every time I see it. Where'd your thing go? I just switched to two-handed. How on God's green earth do you put speed on the ball? Your feet. Your feet is the best way. Speed up those feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 should be your foot speed. You're good. Thanos, is the Rise bowling ball by KR Strikeforce good? No, I drilled one. It doesn't absorb oil, which is why it's on the USBC banned list for national events. But it's basically just a plastic ball on steroids is how I saw it. It doesn't hook much. It flares a lot, but it's weird. In my opinion, if you like the direct hit, you might like that Rise. But if you don't like the direct hit like me, you're going to hate that Rise. G. Bryant, thoughts on this Craze Hybrid? Just bought one for $28. Huh. Is that the one I had? Yeah, that's the one I had. It was cool. It was fine. I unfortunately sold it, but it was okay. It was the weakest bowling ball I've thrown in a while that's still reactive. So if you like to play straighter and you like an all-white bowling ball, there you go. Then it's a good play. Then I think it's a really good option for you. Let's see. Mike Mitchell, based on the hammer teaser, Buckosh designed a new core. Yeah, I'll need to confirm with him if he's the one who actually did that. I'm guessing he is. I'd assume he is. Lincoln Dots. Oh, you're a righty. Okay, I see. Yeah, then your ball's just coming in too flat. Your ball is just rolling too forward, so you're going to have to add some axis rotation to it or get a ball that's a little more angular and cleaner. So go to a pearl ball. Joe, did you determine tournament equipment by how you have it drilled or by specific ball reactions? Oh, specific ball reactions. I'm not really a guy who believes in house shot arsenal or house shot layouts or tournament layouts. I don't really think that way. Usually my mantra with bowling is it going to be good for a tournament? And then I want to use the stuff that's good for tournaments. Like there are bowling balls that are incredible on house shots and not as good on tournaments. Halo Pearl was one of those for me. I loved my Halo Pearl on house shots, and it was terrible for me at tournaments. I always tried to use it anyway, but it just wasn't. But overall, no, I think it's more ball shape because at tournaments, you want something that reads a little earlier and is a little smoother. You don't really want that big angle down lane. So that's what I determine more by those tournament bowling balls. Talon, everyone needs a midnight tropical surge. Oh, Talon's just trying to sell everything. Too bad that ball's been discontinued for like a year and a half, man. I can't believe you were able to find one. I don't think we even have one at the shop anymore. Gabriel, yeah, Bubble Man allows you to draw 2 cards. Yeah, that was his big thing, but he had like no attack. Easily, what's up with the influx of recent pearls from SPI? SPI kind of goes in cycles, is what I've noticed, is they'll release a ton of smooth and solid bowling balls, and then they're like, psych, we're going to release a lot of pearls now. And then they kind of like flip-flop between the two. So like you had the Rockstar, the Ion, a lot of those bowling balls, and then now they're like Gremlin, Hyperdrive, Viking, trying to fill out that pearl arsenal. Because what I did notice from them is, if you asked me like 7 months ago, they had very few really good pearl balls on the market. And now they're like, we have all the pearl balls on the market. And a lot of them are bangers. Like, trying to stay as unbiased as I can, they are good. They have some really good pearl equipment right now. RST Hyperdrive Pearl, that thing is money right now for so many people. A lot of the staffers are loving that ball right now. So, yeah, they kind of go in cycles. Bart, do you think drilling an IQ 2 or 2x6x5 would help the IQ be closer to a pitch black? No. You can't really replicate a pitch black. If you do want to replicate it at pitch black, you need to do it with a stronger core. Because the pitch black, remember, has the strongest core in bowling. Urethane cores are stronger than any other core in bowling, but then they have that super weak cover stock. So you need to mimic that. Steven, I was thinking of replacing my idol with the phase 2. Oh, absolutely. That's going to be the best replacement right now. The quack that kills. Good job. You win name of the day. The quack that kills. Is the mode of Evoke Hysteria or the Nebula a good replacement for the Zen? Evoke Hysteria will be closer. The Nebula is going to be way too angular down lane. Brennan, are you talking about... Oh, we hit that one. Brooke, out of the 5, I don't know if I should have 3 solids, 2 pearls, or vice versa. If I go solids, I'm looking at Ion Pro Solid or Equinox. If I go pearl, I'm not sure. I think it kind of depends on your tournament, Brooke. So if you bowl a lot of tournament stuff and harder stuff, you want more solids. You want more solids than pearls. Katana, thank you so much for the bits over on Twitch. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Hope you had the most amazing day. Hey, thank you, Katana. Appreciate it. Thank you. So, Brooke, I would recommend more solids than pearls. I think that'll be a little better for what you bowl on. If you bowl on more house shots, I would disagree with that. Mr. Phil, loved your Viking review. Your in-depth review is the best of all ball reviewers. Thank you, man. Hope you can get the same deal with Brunswick and Motive. But you might be overwhelmed with creating videos. Honestly, I'm going to give you guys like a full look into how long it takes to make a ball review for me. You guys saw what my video is. Mine takes longer than most other ball reviewers. If you watch a lot of ball reviewers out there, they are literally just talking as they bowl, and there's like no cuts. Those videos, I would say, from the second you turn on the or the second you get on the lane and turn on the camera to when you post the video, that would maybe take me hour and a half at most from start to finish. That includes the filming time. If you do 20 minutes of filming time, like ignoring the travel time and editing, the editing is almost nothing for a lot of those. So that is pretty quick. For me, the Viking review, it was, I get a little more footage than a lot of the ball reviews you see because I cut the in-between, kind of like a Luke Rosdahl video. I think he has the best reviews, and I love to try to do what he does on a lot of them. I just love his style better. So mine was probably about 30-ish minutes of bowling footage. And then I have the editing time to cut the first video. I have the recording of the actual like voice that I do where I talk about the ball for 8 to 10 minutes. Mine is probably about 2 hours total, 2.5 at most. And that's with adding in that little bit extra. So I think I'd be good doing Brunswick and Motive because you can record a lot of that stuff in the same day. And then you just need to, I would just need to record different footages of my face. So it's doable. It's very doable. I don't know. It's not like we're making a Mr. Beast video or anything. Not like we need like 2 months of prep time to be able to do this stuff. I don't know, and I might be undershooting it and like just confused at how it takes people a lot longer. I don't know why. Maybe my way is just more efficient or something, but that's what I see. Too Tall, what ball plug brand do you use? We are currently using Powerhouse. We've used Motive in the past, and we also, I think, have used Vice, if I remember right. I don't think Don is in the chat anymore, but he would know for sure what brands we've used, but I think those are the 3 main ones. We had problems with Motive for a little bit, cracking once they harden because they harden too quickly, and if it's a little warmer in the pro shop, it cracks. Powerhouse has kind of been the same thing, though, so I think they're all very similar. Keith, current arsenal. Ooh, here we go. We have Outer Limits Pearl, Phase 2, Sublime, IQ Ruby. Looking to fill in gaps for a league shot. Flatter the most house shots. Looking at Equinox Solid, Venom Shock, or Ion Pro Solid. I would go, if you want to go for house shots, Ion Pro Solid is one of the best league bowling balls in the game right now. I would go with that personally. Joel, anyone saw the next factor on the USB-C approved list? I did hear about that, but I haven't looked into it at all of what it looks like or if it looks like it's going to be overseas. It's always hard with Storm stuff because most of it is overseas. G. Bryant, yeah, Drunken Turkey No Tap is the coolest thing ever. It's the greatest name. Okay, so JR uses Powerhouse as well. And then Turbo T45 for quick. Yeah, we use the Vice stuff for quick, and it's been really good. We've only used that, actually. Daniel, what do you think of the Gremlin for game 2 to 3 after phase 2? Yeah, that's going to be the best spot for that Gremlin. Absolutely. And Denzel, what do you think about the Storm Lock? I was not around much for the Storm Lock. That was before my time being a nerd about bowling ball, so I don't really know much about it. I liked the Sherlock. I think that was one of the coolest solid balls I've ever used. But I don't know much about the original Lock, unfortunately. That's just a little bit before my time. And Smitty watching during league. Hey, thank you, Smitty. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I am only about 10 minutes behind on here. 300 Dreaming, you keep this up and Brunsnick will be a guest one day. Now that would be a must watch. Nah, he doesn't answer my DMs. Mike, I just purchased the Raptor Rain. How will lane shine affect it? It'll just make it a little later. That's all. Just a little later, a little sharper. Talon, absolutely awful card. Thank you. Even the fusions for it were terrible. Too Tall, perfect. Yeah, I don't even know what a swizzle stick is. Am I a bad pro shop guy if I don't know what a swizzle stick is? Oh, it has one of those. It's basically a golf tee. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm learning stuff today. I am learning all the stuff. Brady, is there a DNA channel in the Discord? Yeah, we have it in the Dumpster Fire channel. Just with the direct hit as well. Oh, that's awesome. David, I watched your league the other night too, Brady, for a little while. I think, was that Monday maybe? I can't remember. I watched it though for a little while. David, I've been starting with Hammerhead and dropping to the Cove. I have the Tour V1 on the way. Wondering if the V1 splitting the difference could bench both of them. Kind of, yes, I think it could. I think it would take the place of the Cove before it takes the place of the Hammerhead, would be my assumption. That would be my guess. AGM, I'm going to start a bowling series where I 1v1 people from different states and I'd want to meet you. What is it? And then what is the best ball clean? But yeah, for the first one, yeah, 100%. If you're in Minnesota and you want a 1v1, let me know. I'm in. Let me know the place. Let me know. You want to put like $5,000 on the game or 50,000? Let me know. No, please no. Anything but that. I'm just a struggling YouTuber is all. Mike, will you tell Buckosh how much you love the direct hit? Oh, 100% that's going to get brought up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think he knows. I think everybody at Brunswick knows my love for the direct hit. I met one of the guys who works there, and that was one of the first things he mentioned to me. And that was about 3 months ago. So like I got to 10,000 subscribers at that point, but it always surprises me when people are like, oh yeah, I've seen your stuff. It's always crazy. Like Stu the other day. It was cool. I was in Beef and Barnsey, and I'm a lurker. Whenever I go into a live stream, I'm a hardcore lurker. I don't comment at all. And I wanted to know their opinion on the Viking versus the identity. I don't have one, so I wanted to see what others thought of it. And I knew they had both identities. So I asked him, and Stu was like, hey, yeah, ZVL has a channel. He showed up on my feed a couple times. It looks like he made cool stuff. And I was just tickled pink because I didn't think someone like Stu would watch this stuff. That was super cool to hear. I don't know if he actually watches it, but he knows of the channel. And Lil Smurfy, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Really appreciate that, man. Welcome, welcome. Reese, my Fatal Venom's reaction is starting to fade. My hyper is pretty sharp. What's a weak sharp ball you would recommend? You might like a Max Thrill Pearl. That might fit a little bit better if you're looking for that, something a little less angular. MN Flyer, yes, I am in Minnesota. I'm in southern Minnesota. Malik, I have an Ion Max, the One Ovation, and a Phase 2. My house shot in League has less oil, left side of the gutter, right side of the gutter, and there's only a little bit of oil in the middle of the lane. Yeah, it looks like you have really strong bowling balls. You might need something weaker if there isn't that much oil. Justin, I switched to two-handed in March and currently use a High Road Pearl and an Idol. What third ball would be a good filler? Ooh, Optimum Idol, High Road Pearl. Two-hander depends. If you want something weaker, go with like an IQ Tour. If you want a pearl ball that's stronger, go with like an Equinox, go with like a Viking, honestly. Even an Identity, they're a little cheaper right now. I think one of those would be a little better. Johnny A, suggestions to replace my Knockout. You have a Hammerhead. I think that's a pretty good replacement for that ball. I think an Alert also fits as a good knockoff replacement, I think. Let's see. JR, the business side of the bowling world is very spread out, but also very close-knit. Everyone knows everyone. Oh, I know. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. I've had a couple talks this week from some people, with some news coming soon of some things. Can't tease it. That'd be mean. But it's people who are like, yeah, I love your content. I love what you do and all this. I'm like, you watch this stuff? You watch my stuff? Really? Crazy. It's weird. It's awesome because there's so many bowlers, but yet it's very close knit. Everyone knows everything. Big Mike, how do you find out if a hybrid ball is more solid or pearl? The easiest way is just, does it have polish on it? Like, that is definitely the easiest way to figure that out. Like a Viking, it's 1500 polish. It's going to be more like a pearl. Paragon is like 2000 out of box. It's going to be more like a solid. Maximum effect is like, I think it's 2000 yet. But really, that's an easy way to tell. And then otherwise, use the ball guides. My ball guides, I generally categorize all the hybrids you're going to see are going to be sharp or smooth. If they're smooth, they're probably more on the solid side. Playful, what's going on? I really like to see all the comparisons. I would love if you could have access to Motive in Brunswick. Yeah, that's the one negative is I won't be able to throw a lot of that stuff. Like I would love to compare the Viking to like a Black Widow Mania. I think would be a cool comparison, but it's not one I can do unless I want to drop, $170 and wait a week to get a Black Widow Mania. That just really wasn't in the cards. Bry, relatively new two-hander. I have a Rockstar and a Road Warrior looking to the third ball. I think we already kind of answered this one, right? We kind of hit that one where it was, if you want something smoother but weak, go with like an IQ Tour because you have a lot of storm stuff. And if you want to go with something stronger but sharper, you want to go with like Equinox, Identity, or Viking. James, some lefty I'd like to see come to Motive are Graham Fa, Packy, and Butters. Oh, you will not see Packy leave Brunswick anytime soon. Brunswick, I'm guessing, gave him a bag. They had to have given him all of the money to be able to stay with them. He is the #1 YouTube channel. They had to. I think is he still? He might not be #1. I might be wrong on that. Darren might still be above him, but Darren lost so many subscribers and so many views from deleting all of his videos because he put up his little hissy fit. So I think he would be #1, but not positive. Graham, wasn't Graham with Motive? I think Graham was a Motive guy. And then Butters, you're not going to see leave unless the Black Hammer goes away. The only reason. If urethane goes away and Motive makes some kind of non-urethane ball that's really good, that's the only reason you'd see Butters go there. Lord Farquaad's Ghost, yes. Ball Rex for the burn. Two-hander trying to replace my Phase 5. Ember, honestly. Ember might be really good. Otherwise, a Road Warrior too. Yofo, I wish Ben from Bowler's Paradise would do reviews again. Yeah, you will never see that ball. You will never see him do reviews again. That was just, it is a lot for one guy. It's a lot for one guy who has a full-time job. That would be the one negative is I'm already spending 20 to 25 hours a week doing content. So adding more for ball reviews is always tough. And I see where he's coming from. And his probably took a little longer than mine as well. ADHD. My whiskey reviews are like 45 minutes of raw video just blathering on and on. No, that's why my editing for like what I talk about, I don't cut anything. What I tell you on the videos is exactly what I recorded. I don't think there's been any times where I say stuff and then I end up cutting that part of the video. You get everything. That's what I don't really do scripts either. I just you just hear me blathering all the time as well. Derek from TikTok, been in a slump, bringing back a few goats, the hypercell and the UFO. Ooh, good ones. AGM, you have an identity, a Black Widow legend, a Jackal Ghost, Fever Pitch, Purple Hammer. I think you need some weaker stuff, man. I think you have a lot of really strong stuff and then urethanes. I think you need some medium or weaker bowling balls, some symmetricals. Jacob H, any tips for generating more revs? Yeah, generating more revs, you're going to want your hand. Your hand might be, it's always hard to show this when sitting down, but like on release, your hand might be like right here. You want that hand more underneath the ball / even like on the side of it or like behind it. That's going to be the best way to create more revolutions. So I'd recommend getting some videos of yourself and look where your hand is on release. That's a really important thing. Very, very important thing. I highly recommend that for pretty much anybody. Get videos of yourself bowling. That's a good way to help figure out what you're doing wrong because you guys watch other people bowl so often. You should know what your bowling style looks like and what you want to change and try to change it. David Ruiz, Radical Conspiracy, Rockstar, and RST Hyperdrive for tonight's league. Got onto a team that is bowling against the team I sub for, getting called a traitor. Ooh, we got the rivalry. Hate to see it. Don, DNA direct hit IQ 78 should be my next league bag. No, please, anything but that. No, RJ, you should have asked how they feel about Ben when he trashed the torpedo direct hit and quit YouTube. I haven't looked at his video of if people complained about him talking trash about the direct hit, because I've told you guys before on here that that is my most disliked video. Let me actually look quick just because we're here. I think it's still my most hated video. Is it? It's gotta be yet. Worst. It'll be under worst. Battle of the worst. There it is. I have I won't be able to see it from here, will I? No, I want to see how many dislikes I have. Dang it. Oh, I'm going to have to scroll a long ways then. This is May, I think. All right, here, let's go. Oh, I can't filter by likes I'm going to find it. It's going to happen. I have 307 videos on here. Holy cow. We post a lot of videos. Oh, my lovely calling all bowling companies, and then nobody answered my call. That was kind of sad. But let's answer something quick here while we get there. Jim Carnell, your thoughts on best weaker ASIMs for Speed Dominant, Origin EX, Theorem Solid, Mantra, Theorem Solid. Theorem Solid is probably the best weaker ASIM. That and the Effect Tour, I think, are 1 and 2 in that realm. If you want to go more of the... is it not here? No. If you want to go more of like the actual like super weak bowling balls, that's where the Ion Pro Solid is still goated. But if you're going like those like weaker than a big ASIM but still ASIM, then Effect Tour and Theorem Solid are your goats. There it is. Battle of the worst. 94%, 20 dislikes, and 331 likes. That is my most disliked video. It's still over 94%, but like it was still my most disliked because people did not like me trashing that ball. Whoops. Too tall. Yeah, we got that. Yofo. When you say a ball is good on house, what qualities make it good? Usually the big thing with what makes a bowling ball good on house is if it gets down lane, it's like kind of middle of the ground in everywhere. Like for me right now, the Rockstar Amped is a really, really good house shot ball on my house shot. The big thing I need to I should take a step back. A bowling ball that's good on house for me might not be good on your house shot. House shots are one of the toughest terms in bowling because every house shot is different. My house shot is 44 feet, 30 mils, 11 to 1. The house shot back at home, I just got told, is about 18 or 20 to 1 right now. And like 41 feet and like 25 mils. Other house shots I've heard of one that was 39 feet, 22 mils. I've heard of one that's 45 feet, 34 mils. It's all over the place. So for me, the Rockstar Amped is because it's a stronger core. It doesn't want to overreact on friction, but it still hooks in oil. That's the big one, because for a house shot, you start with a built-in cliff. You start where the lanes are going to be cliffed. You miss in, the ball's not going to hook as much. You miss out, the ball's going to hook more. So you want something that blends that. You want something that still strikes when you miss right and strikes when you miss left. And that's where those medium sharp, strong sharp, or medium smooth bowling balls really come into play. That's where those are going to be best. That's what really qualifies something as good on a house shot. So a lot of the really, really strong or really, really weak bowling balls are terrible on house shots. Hopefully that helps. Brett Thomas, KR Strike Fort Rise, Torpedo Direct Hit, Motive Lethal Venom. What's next? Hey, I mean, I got to be honest with you guys. That's our thing here. That is one of our cornerstones of the channel, is honesty about bowling balls. Even with me getting this stuff from Storm, I'm not going to hold back. If they make dumb decisions, if they have bad bowling balls come out, I will call people out on it. That's just what we do here. We want to help you guys pick the best bowling balls you can. If you're somebody who went out and thought, I really need that torpedo direct hit and I'm a speed dominant bowler, that would be a terrible choice. If I was a salesman, I'd say, yeah, go nuts, buy 3 of them. You need 3 of that ball, but we're not that. Our goal is to help you guys. We're here for the bowler. We're here for the common bowler. We're not here to try to generate ball sales, because even when I was with Bowlers Mart, I wasn't making much. And that money I also am probably not going to get either, which is another thing. Thank you, bowling.com, for being good human beings compared to others. Yofo, I've been on Bowler's Paradise, I wish Ben would do his reviews. Someone just talked to Ben, one of my viewers, and they said he's doing well, which is good. Richard, I have an Ion Max, Equinox, and Widowmania. What would you start with? I would generally start with like a Widowmania. That's kind of in between them all, and then go up or down off that. Talon, honestly, the Rockstar Amp might be good for you. It's strong. It's like, I got to remember what your arsenal is again. It would be like a slightly stronger but quicker Ion Pro. I think it would be a ball down from your Ion Pro, honestly. I think your Ion is probably a little bit smoother and stronger than a lot of others because of how heavy your ball roll is. I've noticed that Rockstar Amped is really good with heavy ball roll. That's when it's really been money. Brett, what's another ball to throw under the bus? What would be another one? Ricochet Return is mid. Original Ricochet is mid. I'm not liking my Ember right now. I'm a little disappointed at that. I really liked the Ember for the first couple games, but it's really starting to not be great. I sanded it, trying to make it a little better, and I actually like it a little more now. It isn't as over-under, and it isn't as terrible when there's carry down. But that ball has been kind of bad for me lately, which is disappointing. I really wanted that ball to be good because it's so good looking. But yeah. X, I disagree. Start with your biggest ball and work your way down. It's easier that way. But the problem with that is, if your strongest ball is not, like, you can throw your strongest ball and a strong ball can trick you. That's a big thing with bowling, is we can get tricked by a bowling ball where your strongest ball might hook too early, but it looks like it's not hooking enough. So then you're like, man, I got to slow down and add more revs or something. But that's not the right play. Your ball's still not going to hook. Where in reality, starting with the middle of the bag is always good, because usually in practice you get, what, 6 to 10 shots, usually 8 to 10 shots. So if you start from the top and you spend 5 shots working your way down the bag, well, you have 3 shots left, 2 shots left until you're throwing the ball that you actually should be in. Where if you start in the middle of your bag, you cut that in half. So it's kind of, the goal is to get the most out of your practice, is the best way to put it. MN Flyer, Hypercell has been good on my house. There you go. Love that. Angel, my rev rate is around 420 and ball speed is 16. I think you're a little more rev dominant with that. Derek, Arctic Vibe is the best bang for the buck. Oh, it's such a good bang for your buck. Yeah. Amar, how do you compare the RST Hyperdrive Pearl with the Nebula? The Nebula is way weaker. The Nebula is going to be way weaker and a little sharper. AGM, my pro shop is mainly Storm, so what's a weaker ball I can add from Storm? High Road 40. High Road 40 is a good play. Who dat, newer to bowling and a two-hander. Any recommendations? Was thinking of phase 2. Phase 2 is going to be a lot of ball. It's going to be a lot of hook, especially as a new two-hander. I would almost recommend like an IQ 2er. Go a little bit weaker because that phase 2 might just hook too much for you. Too tall. Good. Oh, yeah. Good luck to Larry. I did see that. You're on your way to league. Good luck, man. Have fun. The Iceman. When is the next Arsenal review? I am hoping that I record it Friday is my hope. There's been a lot of scheduling stuff that's been coming up in the last couple of days, but I'm really hoping so. And G Bryant, or no, G Bryant, I video myself every time I bowl. Perfect. I know you're busy. When's the next copper drop? Is Friday. Friday is the next copper drop. We are going to have, I just need to check out a couple more deals that are going on. I hopefully will get an update. I'm getting an update from bowling.com about some deals that are going on with them as well. So we will have a new copper drop Friday at 11 a.m. is our hope. That is our goal right now. Amazing Robin. Ovation core numbers are actually crazy strong. Oh, dude, they're insane. Yeah, the Ovation is the one is the strongest core in bowling right now. It's crazy. Playful. I think a lot of creators don't write scripts, but it usually shows. You have a good ability to keep things concise and relevant. Too many others out there are just saying new ball carry and this hooks. And that doesn't help, because overall with all of this, I've bought every single bowling ball I've thrown now, minus the new Storm one I got with the Viking and the Amped. Those are the only and then the old swag balls I got. But otherwise, I buy all my bowling balls too. So I watch these reviews as well as a consumer and also a creator now. But I was always watching them as consumers for years of what do I want to get that's actually out of this video. That's why Rosdal is easily my favorite, because he actually tells you technical stuff about the ball and he compares it to other stuff and gives you terms that are tangible and you can use. And a lot of the people who just throw the ball and like talk about it when they come back to the approach, usually like, man, this ball's the best. This ball's good. Oof, it's so strong. Ooh, I didn't throw that one good. Ooh, that one was really good. And I never liked that. Like, I'm not a fan of that. It doesn't really help me as a bowler. And more power to them. A lot of people like those kinds of reviews. To each their own. For me personally, though, I don't think it helps you as the bowler, because the goal is for you guys to become even smarter in the game of bowling. And if you hear those terms and learn those terms and figure out what they mean, that helps you become a better bowler too. Anyways, Yofo, when and what situations are pearls best used? Transition and the burn. Vito, my Widow Mania seems to be losing energy going through the pins about halfway through the second game during league. No, that's normal. That has a really strong core, so you probably have to ball down to a weaker pearl ball. Very normal. Adam Miller, Friday night, entering 10 brackets for 30 bucks, 248, 259. Dude tells me he's made a mistake. I'm in 0 brackets. No. Oh, that stings. I'm so sorry for that. Brett thanks ZVL. Absolutely. No, Brett, ironically, with your first comment, somebody left a hate comment on, I think it was my Motive performance review, where they said I just trash on every ball that isn't Storm now. It's like, wait a minute. So I sent him like, do you remember my identity video? Like, you can go back and watch that and see how bad I said stuff there. But yeah, so it reminded me of that one a lot. Gage, thoughts on the Ion Solid? Ion Pro Solid is one of the best balls in the market. Hands down. I have that as one of my best bowling balls of the year. I think that ball is incredible. It did what the Ion Pro did and said, I'm going to actually be good on league patterns as well now, because the regular Ion Pro is not great for league. And it's a great piece. It's an awesome, awesome piece. As I say, I'm not trying to, say Storm is the best all the time. I talk about the Ion Pro Solid being the best. Oh, yeah, that fits. Who dat? There's multiple IQ Tours. IQ Tour Solid. Who dat? IQ Tour Solid. IQ Tour AI is a shiny one. Wesley Steed. It would be great if there was a pool of approved house shot patterns. I don't know. I've gone so back and forth on that. On like, there need to be like 5 house shot patterns, because if you put out the same pattern I'm bowling on now in my center and you put that on lanes that are newer, no one's ball is going to hook. 30 mils on 44 feet is a lot of oil. So your ball is not going to hook much. And that's kind of the hard part, is lane surfaces are all over the place. Because like, if we look at Kegel right now, like if we pull up Kegel, what is a Kegel house shot? I think they have some. Recreational pattern. Oh, no, I want to just look at your recreational patterns, man. So if we look at their recreation patterns, they have lithium, carbon, helium, lithium, neon. Let's look at the carbon one quick. Carbon is, it brings me to drop. There we go. 42 feet, 24 mils. That would not work at my home center. The ball would hook at 10 feet and you would never do anything good with a ball. You would have to be throwing hustles pretty much to make a ball look good. So that's the biggest issue. So that's why I'm always against like having a set house shot. But it would make it easier. So I don't know. It's so hard. It's so tough. And a lot of people don't know how to make house shots either. Like, it's really hard to ask somebody who just buys a bowling alley, hey, go make a house shot. Luckily, Keggle's really good with answering for stuff like that, but it's very, very tough. Bert, what do you mean by heavy ball roll? Yeah, heavy ball roll is where your ball, like say I'm the bowler, you're the lane, the ball is rolling end over end. That's what we call heavy ball roll, or just end over end, low axis rotation, rolling the ball forward. A lot of those terms all mean the same thing. If the ball's going more like this, that's what we call spinning it, more axis rotation, high axis rotation, whatever it may be. But yeah, heavy ball roll means the ball is rolling very end over end. Talon, yeah, phase 2 is too much. Yeah, that's the big thing, is like phase 2s are like, because of your ball roll and your revs and your ball speed, like Ion Pro is like a medium smooth bowling ball for you, and that phase 2 is like needed for heavy oil, which we don't get much here in Minnesota. We don't get many situations where they put out 32 mils or anything. Yofo, two-handed lefty, Ion Max or Onyx? I'd go Ion Max. It's a little smoother. James, you don't like the lethal venom? I did when it came out, and I saw Michael Davidson put up 1 billion pins with that thing. But now that more people have thrown it, it's a little too niche. I think it's a little too niche for a lot of situations. I think it's too smooth for a lot of house shots, and even tournaments, you got to play a little straighter. I think it's good for sport shots. I just don't think it's that great for a lot of other stuff. If you want to cover boards, you got to be slow or with high axis rotation to have a chance, which is tough. Playful, I've been interested in the Widow Tour and the Crown Vic. How would you compare them? The Widow Tour is much earlier and a little bit smoother than that Victory. Looking for something after my GB5. That's, both of them fit, but there's just a big gap between GB5 and Crown Victory compared to GB5 and Black Widow Tour. Sorry, I gotta get rid of a comment that popped up on Twitch. Nobody click that Twitch link. Let's block it. There we go. Okay. So, quick reminder. Oh, we've already gone an hour and a half through stream. Love that. Quick reminder, make sure to drop a follow or subscription if you're new here or you're not subscribed or following. Sometimes YouTube unfollows or YouTube unsubscribes you, so make sure to go do that, or TikTok or all the other places. Really the best way to help the channel, completely free. Then you get notified every time a new video goes live. Otherwise, make sure to drop a like on the stream. We have a lot of you hanging out today, and I really do appreciate that. It's been awesome having so many people hanging and chilling. So huge thank you for that side of it, things as well. But let us keep going. We are doing a full Q&A, talking a little bit about the Motive Nebula and the 900 Global Viking. King Money, thank you for the follow. I've been able to throw the 900 Global Viking probably about 7-ish games now, 7 to 8 games. I've thrown it on tournament patterns. I've thrown it on house shots. And it is exactly where you think it fits. It is right in the middle of the strong sharp category. It's around an Equinox, but a little stronger cover, a little weaker core. It's basically a smoother identity, a step down from the Origin or a step up from the Attention Star. The guys at Storm are in love with that Viking. They really like that ball. They're excited for it to come out. And that's always a good sign when the guys who made the ball are so excited about it, compared to like them just not really saying much about the ball. Like, they're never going to say, ooh, we released something bad there. That will never happen. But the Viking's looking good. I had a full review on it. It handles oil better than I expected. It handles oil way better than you would expect. So I am throwing it at League tomorrow. I'm very, very excited for that. Curious how it blends the wet dry. I have thrown it on a fresh League pattern a couple of times now, but I'm excited when there's actual transition to see what happens. And then the Motive Nebula, we know so little about. Like, if I look right now, if I go to YouTube and put up Motive Nebula, how many things come up? Yeah, Charles from the Hype has a video. Motive has a ball motion video, which is awesome. Very good video. Highly recommend. Lewis has a video where he just talks about the ball. He should have had a ball review go out yesterday. I'm shocked at that one. Hickland has a ball review for it, and that is it. Yeah, that is all of them. And then there's us who talk about it. So there have been very few things about that Nebula. I have talked to a few people that have thrown them, staffers. The ball is basically a quicker Primal Rage. It's exactly where Motive says it is. Gets a little further down lane, a little quicker, but it doesn't make as much of like a quick and then roll forward movement. It's very round, which is really cool to see. I have high hopes for that Nebula. I think it'll be good. I wish it was like a galaxy color instead of just all black. I think that would have been super, super dope. Motive for the solid version. You heard it here first, hopefully. But it looks good. I'm excited for it. I am curious more than anything because we have seen so little about it. So more to come in the next couple of weeks, hopefully, on where that ball fits. But it is a medium sharp bowling ball. It's going to be after a Primal Rage, before a Hypervenom. More angular than both, though. Andy, subscribing is the best. I've learned so much. Thanks, Andy. Go play Battlefield, Andy. Let's see. Mike, I've got the Hyperdrive Solid, Ricochet Return, and a Lightning Blackout. What should be my next type of ball? Not brand loyal, low rev, 12 miles an hour. You might like something below that Hyperdrive, like a weaker solid ball, like an Alert or honestly, an Alert might not be bad for you. It kind of fits in a good spot. Kind of like that one there. Yofo, best strongest solid of the year. One of my favorites this year is the Jackal Onyx. I think the Equinox Solid is looking good. The Theorem Solid is absolute money right now. Those are really the main ones. Storm has released very little in that category. Brunswick's releases there have been fine. Paragon Shadow's been good. A couple others have been very mid. Motive, really all they've released. They have the Raptor there. I don't think we know enough about it yet. It hasn't been enough people's hands to see where that ball fits. But for strong solids, those are kind of my top contenders. Adam Miller, 2 newish ones. Not really working out for me. Combat seems slow. Nothing like a Vaporize. Tour V1 with light 2K is too clean and slow for me. Not a good combo. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Combat isn't really, it's supposed to be an earlier and smoother Vaporize is where that one was supposed to fit. I'd recommend putting the shine back on it if you want quicker. Tour V1 is too clean and slow. That is the one issue with the low differential bowling balls is they are going to hook later, but not be as angular as their counterparts with high differential. So that is the one negative. Bill, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So that's the one negative with those 2 bowling balls. Kind of disappointing to hear that they're not working out for you, Adam. It's unfortunate. Rodney, I have nothing against Storm, but every Storm ball always cracks. So for cracked bowling balls, remember, that's not brand specific. That happens with every brand. A little bit of it is luck, but a lot of it is up to your pro shop. So when you have a bowling ball, if you don't bevel things, if you don't sand out the holes, that's going to cause it to crack easier and chip. Also, if you put glue too high and like on the outer core of the cover stock when you're gluing in fingers or an insert, that is also going to cause it to crack. That's why you see a lot of cracks around thumbs is because we have to use glue there. And if you put the glue too high, that can cause cracking issues because of the hardening and all that other fun jazz. So those are usually why balls crack. It isn't usually brand to brand. The only brand that had actual issues and proven issues with that was Motive when it was maybe like 7 or 8 years ago when they were actually imprinting the cover stock with the logo. That was causing cracking issues. But since then, all the companies crack at the same pace. There are really no differences there. I know Brunswick actually just boasted about their cracking percentage, and it's super low. So a lot of that is based on the pro shop, not based on the bowling ball. And I can confirm because I have probably had more bowling balls crack for me than anyone in existence. Back when I first started, I probably had 15, no, I'd say 10 bowling balls crack on me. I probably had 10 bowling balls crack when I was first starting because what we would do is I would get them plugged. They were always like hand-me-downs from my uncle. He was a Brunswick staffer. So he would just plug them and put my span on it. And he would put it on a wood shelf. And wood shelves absorb oil from the ball, and then the ball would crack. I had so many really good bowling balls crack. My first 300 ball, cracked. My first 800 ball, cracked. My first tournament bowling ball that I won with, cracked. They all cracked on me, which I should buy my old 300 bowling ball. I think it was the original. No, it was a Thug Corrupt. Deviate Thug Corrupt. Is that the orange one? Yes, I need to buy that ball. I don't even know what the ball was, but it was cool. Do they have that on eBay? If any of you have a Deviate Thug Corrupt, hit me up. I'm not seeing like any. I am seeing one plugged for $90, but it's a 16 pounder. Kind of tempted, not gonna lie. I might do that for a video, buy like all the bowling balls that I threw honor scores with. It'd be kind of cool. It'd be kind of fun. But anyways, let's keep going. MN Flyer, best roto grip ball right now. Ooh. I am particular to the Rockstar Amped because I've thrown a lot of really good scores with that bowling ball lately. I think the Rockstar is really good. I'm not a fan of my Gremlin. I'm actually probably going to plug my Gremlin pretty soon. That one has been very disappointing for me. But a lot of people love it. That ball is doing really well sales-wise. That thing is killing it, which is cool to see. A lot of people like it. If you play straighter and you need a pearl ball, that's the one to get. The RST Hyperdrive is good, but I'd say if I had to give the crown to someone, I would give it to the Amped. I think the Amped gets it right now. Sean K shot a 652 with the Identity yesterday. Congrats, man. That is awesome. Love to hear that. That's really cool. Yofo, two-handed lefty, consistently leaving sevens. What do I need to do to adjust? Move a little bit right. Move a little right. 2 boards. Brent, if you were building a 3-ball house shot arsenal, medium speed, lower revs. They wanted the alert to be the benchmark. What 2 balls would you pair with it? Medium speed, lower revs. Keegan, thank you for the follow or subscription. Appreciate it. I would go. Also, King Money, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Alert, if you want to stick with Brunswick, you would probably be able to go like a GB5 Pearl and then go with like maybe something weaker like an Arctic Vibe. You could go with like a Crown Victory if you want a shiny ball, something like that. I think that would be best. Yeah, and prefer B7. Perfect. Rodney, my outer limits will hook 1000 sanded. That is a pretty strong ball, yeah. Corey, how's my 3-ball arsenal? Hyperdrive Pearl, Rockstar Ion Pro. Looks really good right now. Mitch Hoope, heavy ball roll. Exactly. That is the perfect way to put it. Watch Mitch Hoope throw a bowling ball. Very, very heavy ball roll. One of the heaviest ball rolls ever, arguably. Johan, what's going on, man? I bowled on Kegel EA46 for the first time. First time ever bowling on anything longer than 44 feet. Oh, yeah, when you get those really long patterns, you have to be like ready for your ball to not hook until very, very late. They hook so late on patterns like that. Bert, let's see. My league is at Bolero. They refuse to give any info about the pattern. It is kind of normal. Unfortunately, it is very normal for bowling alleys to not release their house pattern. Sometimes they don't want people to like criticize it. Sometimes they don't want people to practice on it in different centers. Sometimes they don't want other centers to steal it. They treat it like a secret sauce to a certain degree. So that's pretty accurate. That happens a lot. MN Flyer, have a good night. Hey, thank you, man. Good to see you. See you later. KNG, my house for high school. I have Bubblegum Vibe, DNA, Money Badger Tour, Proton, TNT Infused, and a plastic. Holy cow. What 3 should be in my bag? That all depends. You have a pretty well-rounded arsenal, but it's going to depend on what you bowl on. For high school, I know some high school places you bowl on house shots, some you bowl on challenge shots. So I think it all depends. KBR, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Rodney, I like the outer limits for all the soup in the middle. Yeah, if you need something for a lot of oil, that's the play. Definitely the play. LH, I can ask about my next bowling ball. Oh, absolutely. Go ahead. What ball do you recommend? 40 feet Bourbon Street? Let's look it up. Yeah, it's always hard when it's a question of like, what singular ball do I use? Because there are hundreds of options arguably at this point. So that's an easier pattern. You're just going to want like a weaker smooth or a medium smooth ball is going to be your best play. Eliza, anything on the Nebula yet? We don't know much because there have been like no reviews of it, but overall it's just clean and quick. It's a very clean bowling ball. It's going to hook around the same amount as something like a Primal Rage, but sharper down lane. That's really the most we've gotten out of it right now. We don't know, is it like really good or really bad? I'm a big fan of the Primal Rage. I think that's one of the best motive balls right now. So it'll be interesting to see how this compares. We haven't seen all that many comparisons yet between the two. RJ, what ball is good that's not urethane for short, flat, and heavy? Super strong and slow. Ion Maxes, RST hyperdrives, Criterion is really good for short and flat. Jackal Onyx, honestly, Evoke was amazing on that. A lot of those balls. Scrimblow, the ball motion vid makes me sad. They basically confirmed that they're going to replace the Primal Rage. I know, yeah, that one's probably going to be going away pretty quick, which is disappointing because that ball just came out a little bit ago. Very sad. KBR, I'm going to get the Nebula instead of the Supra. Good call. The Super Clutch is very mid. Super Clutch is not anything great. I know there was a lot of like, this is the best ball ever when it came out. It's not that good. It's fine, but there's better. There's a lot better for what you're looking for. Forrest, what's a good replacement for the Attention Star? Honestly, right now, RST Hyperdrive Pearl or the Viking. Those are going to be your top two options. If you want something stronger, go a Viking. If you want very similar / a little bit weaker, RST Hyperdrive Pearl will be the best play. John Ego, how does the Viking compare to the Blackout? Much later and quicker. Much later and quicker. And Scrimblow, Viking, though, that ball looks money. I'm definitely considering copping one when I refresh my arsenal. There you go. I'm liking it so far. I am liking it. There haven't been... I haven't been able to use it more than 10-ish games. I have used it on multiple patterns, though, and it's been pretty consistent with what we expect it to be. Just a good, strong, shiny bowling ball. Rodney, I like the Nuclear Forge. Then you're going to like the Steel Forge. Johan, what are your thoughts on the Stormwick Rhinova? 220's video? Yeah, it was a clever video. It was unique. It was awesome. He deserves the views on it. He's kind of like... He is, I think, the one who got Packy to do his entertainment videos. And I think if 220 posted more and had more time for it, he would be super, super high on the sub ranking. Like, I don't know much about him as a dude, but overall, he makes awesome, I'm going to look it up quick. He makes awesome entertainment content. He does such a good job on the entertaining side. Ooh, he also needs to come up with different thumbnails. His are all the same. 47,000 views in 3 days already. That's awesome. Love that for him. He's at 58,000 subscribers. I always forget how many subs he has. If he was just a little more consistent with when he posts, he would kill it. He would do so well, and he already does. He does really well in the YouTube game. Gremlin is way weaker than I thought it was going to be. Agreed. Jimmy, 900 Global Zen 25 is my ball of the year. Dude, that thing's still up there. That thing's awesome. Joel, how often should a ball be polished? I feel like after league, my ball is burnt. Not after every league you need it polished, but I recommend touching up the surface every like 15 games. 15 to 20 games, I think, is all. And then you can resurface it to whatever factory it was. Egan, I bowl high school and I have the Black Widow vibe, or Bubblegum vibe. Wow. Black Widow vibe, the new remix. Bubblegum vibe, DNA, Money Badger 2 or Proton. Oh, we hit this one. We hit that one. Steven, a lefty. Yeah, it all depends on what you bowl on, Keegan. Steven, a lefty. Kingpin 2000 did a Nebula video. Kingpin 2000. I do not recognize that name. I'm also really bad with YouTubers. Kingpin... You said 2000. Mr. Kingpin 2000. I am not seeing that one. A YouTuber? A lefty. Kingpin 2000. I'm not seeing much. Is that Motive Fro dude? Bowler with the Fro who throws the Motive? Is it him? Not positive. Gandhi, what's going on, man? From the other side of the world. How you doing? Mike, what are your thoughts on the Infinity series from Brunswick? I have a Beyond Infinity. It's not my favorite thing ever. I got use out of one tournament with it. The Infinity Quest is okay. It's a lot tumblier, so if you spin the ball a lot, high axis rotation, your ball rolls like that, you're going to like the Infinity series better. They're all very smooth, very slow down lane. Rodney, I got the one Reverb. So far, I've had good success. A lot of people like that ball. Same with the one Ovation. It's a good ball. It's just not popular. Ebonite just is not popular right now unless it's a game breaker. That's the only way that they're making super popular stuff, which is disappointing because it's good equipment. Like the Reverb is good. The Ovation is good. It's not well liked. It's just not that, like, usually those sequels of bowling balls that were really not great, like the one remix and the one encore, were not well liked. then the reverb and the ovation were set up for failure. Just how it was, unfortunately. Yofo, why does moving in instead of balling down give you more miss room? Because if you have a weaker bowling ball and your ball is already hooking too much, that ball might overreact on the friction. That's the big issue. Weaker bowling balls don't mean they just hook less. It means that they're going to be more quicker when they see friction. And you're probably bowling like where there's friction if your other ball is hooking too much. So your weaker bowling ball is going to see that oil or see there's no oil and then turn and go sideways a lot quicker. That's the problem with weak equipment. 300 Dreaming, next update on a 6-ball arsenal. For which series like that? Keegan, I'm king, just followed on all accounts. Oh, okay, we bowl on house. Let me scroll up for you, man. You're probably gonna like the TNT infused, the bubblegum vibe, and probably that Money Badger tour would be my 3, depending on how you bowl. Rodney, they will not tell you. I've already tried at my bowling center. They just tell you the machine is set for a house shot. Honestly, a lot of workers probably don't know it either. The only guy that generally knows it is the person who programmed it. So that's whoever has the computer that actually sets up the pattern. So most people probably don't know the pattern that work there. They just press the button for house shot. Lincoln Dots, if I'm throwing my ball on the roughly same line and halfway through the game, there's no more oil rings. What does that mean? The lanes are burnt and dry. I would not base it off of the oil rings on the ball. I think that's not a good, it's not a good indicator of that, because what could have happened is your ball rolled back from the machines in a certain way that wiped off some of the oil. So I wouldn't use that at all. I don't think. Yofo, going to try changing from 2-hand back to 1. What should I focus on? The big thing with 1 hand is getting the ball off your thumb. Since you're going the opposite way that a lot of people do, you're going to have to learn how to use that thumb again, which is very, very tough to do. Definitely not an easy thing because you're so used to not having it. And the art of getting your thumb out of the ball is so different compared to when you're 2-handed. So the big one is make sure you know what kind of fit feels best for your thumb and make sure that you're not sticking in it or not dropping the ball. Those are the 2 big things. Catch back up on TikTok quick. The 1, what would be a good ball for a weak and sharp? So you are definitely rev dominant. Ion Max Pride Liberty right now. If you, honestly, High Road 40. Just go High Road 40. Brunswick doesn't have much in that category right now. Motive has the Max Thrill Pearl. But I think you would like something a lot weaker. That might be a good play. LH, I get the theorem. I have a high ball speed and a track stealth mode. Original theorem? Yes, I think that could be really good. That's going to be like right next to your stealth mode. Not a theorem solid. That's going to be way too close to the theorem or to the stealth mode. Han, I'm a 2-hander. Most of the time, my track would be going between my fingers and thumb. Is that okay? I don't recommend a thumb if you're a 2-hander. That would make sense that it's going in between. That's honestly a typical ball roll for some 2-handers, is if the roll is underneath your fingers or above your fingers. But I'd recommend avoiding the thumb. I think that causes a few too many issues when you're 2-handed. There are some pros that do it, but most of them are trying to get away from it because it lowers your rev rate and it changes your ball roll just a little too much. Hey, David Painter, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Ken, I like the 1 encore. You are one of 3 people to like it, Ken. That ball wasn't, well, it was just so strong. It was just so hefty. Such a hefty ball. Joel, best deviate ball right now? Troublemaker Solid is good. Heckler, I think, isn't bad. Hater Pearl is okay. What else do they have? They have 6 bowling balls right now, if I remember right. Let me go to my... I just go to deviatebowling.com. They don't have the bright yellow font like our lovely friends at Radical do. If anybody knows the Radical ball, the Radical website designers, please tell them from ZVL Bowling to fix their website. Severe Collision actually is pretty good. That Severe Collision is probably the #1 ball from them, but it's just not getting love in the slightest. Nobody cares about that ball, but it is pretty good. Yofo, best strong pearl to date. Evoke Hysteria. Evoke Hysteria wins that spot. 300 Dreaming, how do you compare the Intel Recon to a Crown Vic and the Alert? Intel is weaker than both bowling balls. Definitely going to be weaker than the Crown Vic and way weaker than the Alert. Don, yeah, he rolls with, yeah, he's with Forrest Kritzer, who's a PBA regional guy. Yeah, those 2 are real good friends. I think they're in Vegas, if I remember right. Corey Casey, how about a list for lefties? I'm trying to come up with a lefty video of some kind. So I need to quiz more lefties. I think I have a pretty decent idea. I just got to get that video out there. It's on my list, but I have so many videos on that list. Rodney, what is your opinion of the Evil Eye with the 6 different drilling options? It's a cool idea. I love the innovation in core technology. As a nerd about the numbers, I love that. I love the post-drilling numbers. I just don't think the ball is like, it's not set up as the greatest ball ever created. The only thing that the multiple different ways you can drill like changing the ball reaction, the only thing that helps is the Pro Shop operator. Like if you come in and you're like, I need a ball that's super strong, but very slow. Personally, I would look through and be like, you need like a Criterion. You need a stealth mode if you're going in the Brunswick brands. You want to go Evil Eye, it's super expensive, but then I can be like, well, you're high axis rotation, so I need to make it even smoother for you. And then I can use one of those certain layouts to be able to pinpoint it. The other issue, a lot of pro shops don't keep your positive access point. If you're buying the Evil Eye and your pro shop doesn't know your positive access point, or you don't know your positive access point, you should buy a different ball. I think it is a necessity for that ball that you know your PAP to be able to get the most out of what it is and for them to be able to fine tune the reaction. But the hard thing with bowling balls is you can't change it once you drill it unless you want to pay like 80 bucks. That's not many people want to do that. That's one of the tough pieces. Scrimblow, Black Widow vibe. Don't give 220 any ideas. True. Eric Daniel, is there any information available on what surface is underneath 900 Global Factory polished equipment? Other Storm brands show grit. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. No, it's 1500. Yeah, if they show polish, it's always 1500 from the Storm brands. Talon, the one reverb looks amazing. Wanted to buy one, but ended up with a Hyperdrive Pearl. Good choice. The reverb will be on sale really soon, honestly. I don't think it's, let me look quick. I don't think it's discontinued yet, but oh yeah, it's 135 bucks already on bowling.com. Jeez, that's cheap. Yeah, 140, but then you get the $5 coupon. Yeah, so it's going to keep going down in price. So Talon, you win a couple tournaments and you can try playing with it if you want. TA, I can pick up the Troublemaker Pearl for 120. That's a good deal. I like that deal a lot, honestly. Yofo, thank you for all you do. Absolutely, man. I'm glad you're here. Adam, Ebonite has great balls. My teammate threw an entity this season. No, they do. You're 100% right. I'm not dogging on Ebonite. They make great equipment. It's just not popular. There's a difference in bowling between high selling and good. And like good for a lot of bowlers. I think that's the tough thing. Like there's a lot of bowling balls that are really, really good that get ignored. And there's a lot of bowling balls that are really, really popular, but kind of suck. Like that's the tough thing with bowling is popularity does not equal good and high sales does not equal good all the time. I wish it did. That would make my job so much easier. I'd just say get the ones that are selling well. Ooh, Target with a BOGO. Cool. Playful, when a ball gets a ton of games on it, how often do you detox it? Sorry, I got an email for Target is why I said that. My GB5 is a workhorse. I'm having to detox it every 2 weeks. Ooh. It's like every 100 games is all you should use for detoxing it. Depends how many games you're bowling every couple weeks. Talon, yeah, Troublemaker Solid, that thing's awesome too. Troublemaker Solid is good. That thing's a really good piece. It's just unique because it's a weaker solid ball. Jaybird, what's the temperature of the Energize? That ball just looks like it goes crazy on a house shot. No, oh, it does. My one series with the Energize on house is 740. Just the only issue is my Discord isn't voting it in because my Discord votes for my league balls every week. And I've had the Energize is actually in for this week and it actually has a chance. We have 175 votes. The Rockstar Amped is at number 1. The Energize is tied at number 2 with the Max Thrill Hybrid. Wow. Nobody wants me to throw the Xeno Pearl. God damn it. I love my Xeno Pearl. It rolls terrible, but that was one of my first bowling balls. So yeah, hopefully I might be able to throw it this week and I'll try it out a little bit. But I mean, the Rockstar Amped is kind of goated for me right now. So it's kind of hard to not throw that thing. Kind of tough. So we'll see. Jeremy, what's the closest ball to the Sublime Focus? Phase 2 right now is going to be your closest bet. Steven, yeah, the Fro guy. Okay, cool. I see him on TikTok all the time, but I didn't know he made YouTube stuff too. I also didn't know he was on staff and that he bowled that much. So good for him. I don't know. I know very little about him, minus he's the pro with, what is he? Is he pro with the fro who throws the motive, I think is it? I didn't know. He must be a regional guy. He's not a national guy, but he must be a regional guy. Yofo, when bowling one-handed, the downswing forces my wrist to uncut before I release. Any suggestions? Get the rev rate up. I think my ball speed is 22 to 23, but only 16 with two-hand. That is a high ball speed, man. That is a very high ball speed. The reason the downswing forces it is you're probably pulling, and if you pull, that's going to cause that looks so weird. If you pull, that's going to cause your wrist to untuck and go to the side of the ball. So you don't want to pull on the downswing. You want it to be slow. Seth White, what thing do you throw? Purple Hammer. Purple Hammer is the one I use. Mike Mitchell, you said earlier, don't try to increase rev rate. However, -2. No, sorry. Don't try to decrease rev rate. No. Don't try to decrease your rev rate. Sorry. I meant decrease, not increase, if that's what I said. I can't remember if I said increase or decrease, but do not try to decrease your rev rate. Increasing, and if I move left, it won't come back. Do you still think? No, sorry. Yeah, I'll go back on that. I must have misspoke. Apologies. I think it's good in practice to try to increase your rev rate. I think everybody could be better with a higher rev rate in bowling. I don't think in the middle of a tournament, you should try to like decrease or increase your revs. Like if you're trying to score, I don't think trying to purposefully do those things is good unless you're a very high level bowler. A couple of the pros do it, but I don't think most of us watching this right now should ever try doing that. Thank you for the follow on TikTok. So I think if you're trying it in practice, 100% you should, 100%. And that's where you need that hand to get behind the ball and underneath the ball. Gandhi, is there a trend towards higher RG, higher than 2.49 in recent ball reviews? And what's trying it? I have less balls below 2.49. So I think Brunswick came out and they wanted to make some smoother equipment. That was their last couple of releases, have been very smooth. Low differentials, higher RGs, it seems like. I think it just kind of goes in trends, really. We're going to see some lower RG stuff, I bet, in the next couple of months. So it just all depends. All depends on the time of season. Jim Carnell, want the lane pattern? Buy the mechanic of beer. True. Dre, how can I shoot my spares as a two-handed lefty? That 7-pin is very hard for me. You want to be going cross lane. So you want to be standing way right as a lefty and going over the 20 board or the fourth arrow is going to be your best bet. As a lefty, you might need to cause that ball to roll more end over end than your usual roll. That's one of the tough things with being a two-hander. Dion, do you get a lot of strain and arm injuries? I do not, actually. I was a pitcher, a baseball pitcher for my entire middle school and high school, and a basketball player. So my right arm has gone through a lot. So bowling really doesn't cause issues with it. No, my legs are usually worse than my arms. Dust, definitely second the Zen 25. It's so good. I think the Zen is up there for me too. And it's this year. I always forget that ball was this year because it was January. CC, ice or mix for spares? Ice. Paul, what are your thoughts on the Hammerhead versus Hazmat Pearl? I mean, they're going to be different. The Hammerhead is going to be smoother, is going to be your medium smooth, smoother, slower ball. The Hazmat Pearl is going to be a lot quicker. So it depends what you want. Lahit, what is the highest flaring ball on heavy oil right now? Might be the Jackal Onyx. Jackal Onyx or Maximum Effect. One of those two. And LH, in league, should you throw a solid or pearl first? It all depends on what you're bowling on, man. It all depends on what your shot is. On a house shot, I usually start with a pearl and then transition to a solid, opposite of what you'd usually do. But it all depends. I can start with the solid as well, too. Oh, I completely missed that one, Gabriel. I think you mentioned that earlier. C4 is a new flavor, Serial Killer. I want to buy that. I want to try it. I'm not a fan of cereal, but I'll see. Big Mike, have you heard anything about the Phase 2 Pearl? Yeah, so I know Bowler's Journal has leaked a Phase 2 Pearl. Bowler's Journal usually leaks a lot of bowling balls, so if you get signed up for their magazine, you will probably see a couple of balls that haven't released yet. I don't know why they allow this. It's such a bad way for a ball to leak, but that has been leaked a couple of times. Boomer, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. But yeah, that's about all I know right now. Mark Leffridge, what's going on Facebook? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Rodney about the phase 2 pearl. John, I throw 2 hands, but I put my thumb in. Just the tip, though. I rip it real good and gives me max control. All right, if it works, go nuts. Matthew, what's the best, safest way to fly to tournaments with balls? 3-ball rollers. Your 3-ball rollers are your best play. They are under 50 pounds, so you don't have to pay more for them. I recommend doing whatever you need to get on an airline that doesn't charge much for luggage, because it's going to have to be luggage. I usually at most bring 6 to a tournament. Southwest used to be the absolute goat for bringing bowling balls because you got 2 free bags. Now Southwest is being stingy and they took that away. And you have to go with like a Delta where it's $30 a bag or something. So it's just extra money, which kind of sucks. But I'm just realizing we're already at 8:06. So we are going to do our last call for any and all questions that you guys have for the stream. We're going to be calling it in just probably about 5-ish minutes or so. Want to give this time. Thank you guys so much for hanging in so far. We've talked about the Viking a bit today and the Motive Nebula. But if you have any other questions you want to ask before we call it a night, please let us know down below. Make sure to drop a subscription or follow before you leave tonight. Really great way to help support the channel, keep helping the ZVL brand grow a little bit, be able to help us get more bowling ball reviews out there, get more videos out for you guys, more live streams, etc., etc. But let's see the couple extra things. I read Talon's thing first. When's your next tournament? I am bowling this weekend in Iowa. There's a smaller singles tournament. I don't know if I'm bowling. I think isn't next week the Sun Opta, but I don't think I signed up in time. I think next weekend is a Sun Opta, but it's also the release of Black Ops 7, so I'm going to be non-existent that weekend. I think I have something that Friday. Not positive. I don't know if there's much before Thanksgiving then. I thought there was another tournament. There might be a CBA that I bowl. Might be a CBA. Not 100% positive. I'm really bad with keeping track of my tournaments. So bad. Jeremy, saw you on Beef and Barnsey. Nice plug. I know, that was really awesome. It's my first time I've ever asked a question to those guys. Every time I watch their live stream or any live streams, I lurk. I don't really message or comment much. But yeah, it was really cool that Stu has actually heard of the channel. That was a really nice thing. And Barnes follows me on most things. So I thought he would know about me. I know Ryan does. I've met Ryan once or twice and we follow each other on Instagram, but I don't know. Sometimes you forget how many people you follow and things like that. Josh Castlerock, I'm a higher rev, low to high speed. Thoughts on the level? Can I use it League Night? Yeah, it won't carry down much oil, but you'll have to play straighter. Spareware with the sour buddy. What that was? That's awesome. Thank you, Spareware. Appreciate it. Go check out Spareware, guys. They just popped up on our TikTok. He is trying to post every day for 30 days, I think is what you said. That'll be awesome. LH, track stealth mode, GP5 Pearl, identity, or first effect. LH, I forget what you had in your bag. You said you're speed dominant. That's where like that stealth mode will be good if you want something smooth. That effect will be good if you want something strong. Talent, Sun Opt and CBA the following day. And oh, that one's in Alec. That's what it was. That was a double header weekend. Forgot about that. It's at like 15th weekend. That'll be a cool idea. I'll be curious if the CBA does well or not. Big Mike, it's harder day by day for people who use 14-pound equipment. More and more people are moving to it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of people switching to 14s. Yofo, is the Storm Matchmaker program on their website any good to determine which balls would match you best, or is it just a gimmick? Low key, I have not looked at that at all. Sorry. I will check it out quick, though. Where is it? Where is their matchmaker? Is it not? I'm not seeing their matchmaker. That's weird. Terminology, ball anatomy. Ball anatomy is a weird phrase, man. That is a really weird phrase to use. I'm not really seeing it. I'll have to dig a little bit later to give you an answer on that, man. Boomer, what is the hardest flaring bowling ball in heavy oil? I think I answered that, Boomer. Yeah, I said the Jackal or the Ion Max. And Sketch, what are your thoughts on the Shadow Tank? It's good if you bowl PBA stuff. If you don't bowl PBA stuff, you don't need it, then just get a purple hammer. That's just better. It's cheaper too. I think the shadow tank is super pricey, so I just go purple. Otherwise, eh. Yofo, we hit. Lahi, what do you recommend for the highest revving ball on heavy oil? So heaviest oil, Ion Max or Jackal? LH, I apologize. No, you're good, LH. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Gabriel, I need a ball for medium to dry lanes. I saw a secondhand High Road. Yes, High Road 40 is one of the best weaker bowling balls on the market. Absolutely. Striker, would the new 900 global ball fit between the Ion Pro and Equinox Solid? It would, technically, it would. Gandhi, would a one-hand no-thumb style, does cupping the wrist and adding a slight inward rotation help revs, or is it risky? It's up to your wrist. One of the hardest things of a one-hand no-thumb bowler is you got to be strong. You got to be strong to not hurt yourself, and you can hurt your wrist pretty easily with stuff like that. So check how you feel after you do it for like 2 or 3 games. Check how your wrist feels. That would be a good way to do it. When should I check my fit? I recommend checking it every 6 months to a year, just like your PAP. Check it a little bit, make sure that it still feels okay. Make sure you're not getting blisters. Talon, if you did want a question about bowling the Sun Opta, I believe our team has a pair rented. Really? You can rent a pair? Huh. Hit me up on that. Let me know. I'm curious. Big Mike, Shadow Tank is a 194, Purple Hammer is 150. Yeah, get a Purple Hammer. 194 for a urethane is way too much. Jaybird, what's a step up from the hustle? About to move my son from a 13 pounds. High Road. High Road is going to be a good step up. And finally, Jackson, I just got back into bowling after 7 years. Need to replace the Storm Tropical Heat. Honestly, High Road 40. High Road 40s for everybody. No, but that's actually the best. It's like 2 steps up. 1 step up would be like a hustle. And LH, currently in the bag, you have those. Oh, my bad, man. My bad. I thought that's what you were looking for. Stealth mode, GV5 Pearl Identity, first effect. I would go something weaker than your stealth mode. I would go like an alert, because you have all Brunswick stuff except for that identity. Alert, that's Troublemaker Solid also fits there. I think those would be good. All right. But I think that's everything. We are going to be calling the stream on that. We made it 2 hours and 12 minutes today, one of the longer ones. Thank you. We're going to first start with TikTok. TikTok, thank you guys so much for hanging out today. Make sure to follow, drop a follow on the way out. You can click like right of my face onto the plus. You'll be notified about any video that goes live from us. We have 2 videos for bowling every single day of the week, forever and ever and ever. So thank you, TikTok, so much. Really appreciate it. I will see you guys on the next one next Wednesday, 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. We will be with Brian Buckosh, core designer from Brunswick. He is going to be here hanging out, talking anything and everything Brunswick core design. Bring your questions for everybody, but TikTok first. TikTok, make sure to bring your questions. I will see you guys on the next one. See you later. But then we have YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and all of our lovely long form platforms. Thank you guys all so much today. We had a lot of people hanging out. Steven Butler, what's going on? Good to see you. Best of luck in Iowa. Thank you, Talon. Appreciate it. But I want to thank you guys for all hanging in. We've had eons amounts of support. I checked the other day. We're still the #1 fastest growing bowling channel. And I believe we're about to break top 10 in subscriptions soon. So I want to give a massive thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel for the last 1.5 years that we've been live. Really means a ton. There's a lot of awesome, awesome things coming up in the near future for you guys. Little bit of a sneak peek. There might be a certain network of bowlers that's going live soon that you should pre-register for, because there might be an announcement coming sometime sooner rather than later. Make sure to check that out. But thank you guys so much for hopping in today. I will see you guys next Wednesday with Brian Buckosh to talk everything Brunswick cores, and then of course our regular Q&A. We're not going to just say no to the other brands. We'll still talk about it. Brian just can't answer those questions, but we'll talk everything core design. We'll have our first special guest. I really hope you guys are excited for that stream. But anyways, that will be it for today. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. I will see you guys on the next one.